I almost had the audio muted again for a second. We've been there before.
No.
Dude,
Oh, gosh.
listen, when I first started off my YouTube channel, there's at least 5 or 6 videos that I couldn't use because I forgot to press record. I like dropped an audio. I like muted audio on accident. It was bad. It was bad. And back then, like I spent money on the videos and I didn't have a lot of money. So I'd be like, well, I just basically burned $60. So I'm glad that happened.
Yeah, what, 2 weeks ago we recorded for like 45 minutes and like got almost all the way through, and I was like, oh wait a minute, they don't hear any audio. Awesome.
He got through reading through the entire results for Sierra Open 2, and by the time he read off who won it, he looked over and you just saw his face just, oh.
Yep.
There's just that sudden realization.
I have done that. It's listen, OBS has a lot of buttons. There's a lot of buttons to monitor.
There's a lot of buttons on that. There's a lot of buttons on my Stream Deck. They're all light. They all light up and they do flashy things, and
Yeah. And you got to worry about the actual content too, which is usually what you're mostly worried about. You're like, got to make sure the content's right.
Oh yeah.
So,
but thank you for making the time coming to talk with us. It's been a little while since you were on the first time.
Wait, why don't I see your camera?
Because my computer hates me.
Fair. Okay.
It won't let him.
Got it.
You can see it on stream, but you'll have like a 2 or 3 second delay.
It absolutely hates me. And I was really surprised that OBS or Ninja pulled your camera in, because if my camera is being used like locally, it won't let me join.
Oh, weird.
And I don't know why.
There's a setting to make that work.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like it's the little cog wheel next to it, like
allow
like
for...
when it says start virtual cam, you press the little cog wheel, configure virtual cam, and you can make it a scene on OBS. So I have a scene that's just my camera.
Oh.
And then so it uses that scene as the virtual camera. And when my other scenes in OBS, I have that set up to where it uses that scene as the camera.
Okay.
That's how I get away with it.
Okay. Because I have like my my Elgato face cam stuff, and I would love to join with like my virtual camera. That would be fun. But it doesn't.
So just like make a scene that's just your camera, make that your virtual camera, and then your actual scene just uses the scene that is your camera in it. It's a weird workaround, but it works. And that's one of the best OBS updates in the last like couple years, I think. In my opinion.
Make a scene, okay. Oh wait, this is gonna make. We're going into studio mode for this one.
You're good. I don't want to scuff anything now. This is just like maybe like.
Oh, but AJ will be very happy if this gets sorted out. So it doesn't really matter that much to me. So we're gonna do the virtual camera and add it. Oh, but that didn't like it.
Oh, I tried to drag my OBS window and it did not like that. You know, OBS, just go back to where you were. I'm sorry I touched you. Okay, there we go.
Whatever. I will. This is a problem for a later date. But even I'll stream myself in Discord. There we go. Maybe that will. Maybe.
Yeah, and if you guys need any help setting this up, this is.
Yeah, eventually.
This is stuff that I spent like way too long. Damn it! If I start drinking though, you guys are gonna notice. Okay, I got to be more professional than that.
Oh, you can drink. I don't care.
Oh, great. Never mind then. I've got a mug right here. It's perfect.
There you go. Now the question is, what's the drink of choice?
All right, we've got Canadian Hunter. It's the finest bottom shelf whiskey I could find. It costs like
the good old plastic bottle. Bottle.
$9 right here. This is
$9. Wow.
Yeah, that's great. 40% though, so
okay.
Whatever gets the job done.
Exactly.
That I got my Verner's here, my ginger ale.
Nice. Oh.
But we ready to go?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, your go-to place for everything Rocket League with your hosts, K-Cube, AJ Binky, and Red. So lean forward, lock in, and get ready to go Boost Over Ball.
Hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle, K-Cube. Up on the top right, is Red, and down below me is Tryhouse. How's it going?
You know, it's going good. Excited to be back.
Hell yeah.
It's been like I don't even know how long since
I feel like it's
on the
been
podcast.
like months, but I could look back and it like, you know, I feel like it could have been like 4 months ago or it could have been like 12 months ago. I have absolutely no idea.
I have no clue.
I don't know
My
what the
sense
passage of
so
time
off.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
no idea.
Definitely before Worlds.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we'll base it off of lands.
We'll do that.
Yeah,
Uh,
before
to-
Worlds, we talked briefly at Worlds, and here we are, you know, like 2 months later. It's actually not 2 months later, it's like a month later, but it feels like longer.
Yeah, dude, the off season for Rocket League is just rough. The off season for Rocket League, people lose their minds. I'm sure you've seen it on social media. Like as soon as it's off season, all the drama comes out in the Rocket League scene. It hasn't gotten that bad yet.
People start bitching at Alpha Cap for not quote tweeting tweets. I mean, what is going on?
Yeah. It's like people are just they're like they need the drama. They need,
need
it
something.
in their veins. Yeah.
They need their itch.
Yeah, and-
exactly.
And now all of Europe has already done all their roster moves, and now there's no more drama. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what people are gonna find next.
Oh yeah, well they made the roster moves they already needed to do. It's over. NA's cooked.
It kind of seems that way.
Yeah, I forgot what mega team it was, but I saw that roster and I was like, well, we're fucked.
It's
Like,
Team Vitality. It's Monkey, Moon, Exotic, and Zen.
yeah.
Like
BDS just
Uh-huh.
added Zen.
yeah, like added Zen. It's like okay, all right.
Yep.
Well,
And then they went to Vitality. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I think it's because BDS. Oh, I'm sorry, we're probably jumping ahead on a lot of stuff.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
you're
know
good.
what we're
we're
I think the reason that happened, BDS they tweeted out about it that, you know, the cost of maintaining a roster the size of BDS was prohibitively expensive. So they're like, we're downscaling.
I mean,
They've literally won 2 of the last 3 worlds, and they're like, we can't afford that roster.
yeah. I mean, SSG, Luminosity, and a couple of other like smaller orgs have said like basically like the only reason teams are going to be in Rocket League next year is for the love of the game. Like it's not like you're not making money. You're just not.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as they were paying those players, because I mean, I don't know what they're paying them now, but I know what they were paying them when I was a part of an org, and it was like, you know, 15 grand a month for some players is like
Like 6 figures a year. Yeah.
wow.
well, I way into it, way
Yeah,
into 6
like,
figures, and that's
well
just
into 6 figures.
that's just how much they make, like, you know, off their salary. That doesn't include how much they like get home in earnings, because the orgs take almost none of that. So like when players are making 15 grand a month, or you know, top players are making that like that. You know, I know EU orgs used to pay a little bit less. I don't know if that was still the case, but imagine if BDS was paying that kind of money a month for those players. I could understand why they're like, yeah,
We're out.
like, yeah, we can't do that. Which is why when some of the pros were bitching about like the prize pool being extended to top 126, 124, right? I was like,
Why are you
I was
upset?
like, come on. Like, you guys, you're freaking 16 years old, clearing 200 grand a year. Like, calm down. Like, shut your mouth. Let these bubble players make some money.
What more do you want? You are 16. Your
yeah,
parents pay
right?
for your living and your food and everything. It's like you're usually gonna pocket that money. Like what?
Exactly. Exactly. They're like, they live with their parents too. That's just like,
I mean, I still think about like the tweet
My
that
goodness.
viral tweet that Beast Mode tweet, like for every like this gets, I'll spend $1 on my girlfriend's birthday present, and it was like, you know, 20 grand. He's like, I did it. It's fine.
I spent 20
Yeah,
grand
20
at the age of 17. I would have
It's still in high school.
been disowned.
yeah, it's still in high school dropping 20 grand. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, when a lot of those players were whining about the prize pool being extended, I was like, they have totally lost perspective of like, you know, and a lot of them are my friends too. And I'm like, guys, come on now. Like, you're losing what? Like an extra 10 grand a year? Maybe? Like, it's like, it's not that deep.
I mean, I feel like org should be taking a bigger cut of the prize money anyway.
I honestly, I gotta watch how I say this. I honestly think that pros just shouldn't make that much money. Like that 15 grand a month when you're 15 is just like, Like, these people went from playing for, like, literal pennies to, like...
Like 100 grand a year. Yeah, like it was like
or more, like more.
I mean,
So-
Rizzo said he made more money from streaming than he did playing, which is fine. But
Yeah, Rizzo's.
but he was
used
like
to make
right
a
on the
thing.
cusp, right? So like since Rizzo, it's just gone like skyrocketed.
Yeah, because people were getting paid like crazy amounts at one point, and it's just like, I mean, I remember teams that were okay, so teams that got picked up by like smaller orgs, like you know when the Peeps first got picked up,
Yes.
teams like that. I'm not saying the Peeps, but teams like that, they were making $4,000 a month from an org. And it's like they went from making nothing to $4,000 a month and then fighting for earnings in these cups. So they're making, decent money as kids. But the jump between $4,000 and $15,000 a month is massive, like, I think. But anyway, sorry. We jumped into that stuff way quick. Sorry. Also, love all the pros. If any of you guys are listening, you're overpaid babies. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's for the memes.
It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes.
We'll have a chance to go back to that because we have a section at the end called Red's Roster Rumors where we just get to talk about nothing but RLCS for 10, 15 minutes. So we can definitely circle back around there.
Cool.
So we haven't talked since Worlds briefly. You mentioned there a little bit what you were doing, or I don't know if get to do or had to do, whatever you want to say. I guess like you were talking about some brand activations, but how was your Worlds experience this year?
Oh wow, Worlds this year was definitely on the wrong ratio of chaos to fun. Like it was easily the most busy I've ever been during a LAN. So I probably only had like 5 or 6 usable hours at the venue the entire weekend. Because I was driving all around DFW for a brand activation, and it still hasn't dropped yet, so I can't really talk about it. But
Fair.
That was a lot of fun. I going to get paid a pretty good amount of money for it. So like the hours worked to money ratio is nice. And there was like some fun moments at Worlds, like definitely like we had a couple parties. I got to watch Europe kick the piss out of North America again, which was not great.
We did all right this time.
Well,
It was a little bit closer.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a fight put up, but
It was one game closer.
Yeah, definitely a little bit less of a curb stomping. But yeah, my Worlds experience was definitely really hectic. I would have liked the event to be a day or two longer because everybody was there. It wasn't like I want to say majors are smaller, so like 3 days might be good for a major. But for Worlds, it was like, there were really good friends of mine that I barely got to talk to. Like, some of my friends that have been in the scene for years, like Top Gun 7, Mush, like those people, like I barely got to talk to them. And so I could have used some more time at the venue for sure. But it was fun. And the times I was there, it was great. At what was it, the table signings? Like I had a slot where we signed autographs at the table, like me, Nito, Widow. And I only knew it was me, Widow, and Nito that were going to sign autographs. So I thought the line was going to be like 2 people, like there's going to be nobody at this line. And I go up to the line, and I see people lined up around the corner. Like it's packed. There is like, there is a lot of people. And then then Squishy walks up and he sits down with us at the table. And so yeah, it was packed. We were there for an hour, which is how long the signing was. And then all the people that showed up to actually get autographs from me showed up after the signing because by the time they got there, it was already around the corner. So, yeah, that was fun. I felt like Squishies +1. That was kind of cute.
That's awesome. The next question, and I know you said that it hasn't dropped yet, so you can't talk specifics.
Mm-hmm.
What does, like in general, what does a brand activation look like for people who don't know what that is?
Yeah. So it depends on what type. Like this was an IRL brand activation with a very big brand with like an org, and this was a lot of like, and we specifically did it during Worlds so we could get footage from Worlds, and this had like a big crew and stuff. Like I've done other brand activations with like, let's use the example of Ford 2 years ago. The first time they went to Dallas, Hercules and I did a brand activation with Ford when the Bronco came to the game, and that one was, like we like drove down, or I drove down to Austin. They flew Herc in, and then they put us up in a hotel. We worked with some of like the best off-road racing champions in the world. Like,
you did the promotional video.
Yeah, Vaughn Gittin Jr. He's like, I didn't know who he was until I looked him up, and he's like, yeah, he's like the guy. He's got a Ford Mustang that's designed after him. Like there's like a Ford Mustang package you can get that is like it's his package. And yeah, so we worked with like big names on this stuff that are big names outside of Rocket League, and then we did and yeah, there's like a whole film crew, and you get mic'd up, and you can't wear logos, and you can't curse, and all this. It's what you would imagine a commercial to be. Like it's basically a commercial,
okay,
but with like a little bit of YouTube mixed in, like a little like YouTuber vlog mixed in with like a commercial. That's probably like the best way to explain it. It's like YouTube plus commercial.
Gotcha. Because I mean, I know I've heard like Rizzo and Johnny Boy and CJ, like they have their podcast, and they talked about like the whole, either player salaries are too high, or prize pool cuts for orgs are too low, or all this stuff, because like a lot of these teams are sponsored by a lot of reputable companies, and I feel like I don't see many activations from the players for the brands for the team that represents them.
Yes. And
So
that's the org's fault. That's 1,000% the org's fault. Like,
and I totally agree, but like, so I feel like there's a lot of people, and I mean, I've heard of them not in Rocket League doing outs like in real life stuff, but a lot of people may not be familiar with like what activations are and like what good they have, but like you're really it's basically just a fancy ad.
Yeah, and the main thing is like what makes influencer marketing really profitable is that it freaking works. Like, you think about like a McDonald's ad or a billboard or whatever. It's like you don't know that person. You have no relationship with the person that's in that ad. None. Zero connection. You don't know anything about them. You don't know who they are. No investment. When a YouTuber you are watching recommends a product, you're like, that's already a huge leg up over, a traditional marketing campaign where it's like they don't even know the actor or anything. So it's like, so that's why it's so profitable, and that's why people will pay big money for it, is because it works. Yes, that's. Hold on, I gotta close my door right quick. My kids just got home, and my door's open. It could be chaos if I don't.
You're good.
All right, one sec. Also, while you're already editing this out, I want to say thank you for the Raid Miller time. Also, guys, mods, can we get a pinned comment at the top of chat that says tries on the Boost Over Ball podcast, and it links to the Boost Over Ball Twitch channel? That way, when people come in asking, what's Strails doing? Like, it's literally pinned at the top of the comments.
Where's
so
the
they can't
content,
possibly
monkey?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That way people aren't confused. If I could get a mod to help me out, I'd appreciate it. Okay, where were we?
I was just talking some more shade about pros making a ton of money.
Oh, yeah. You know, those sponsorships are... I'm trying to think how many I did when I was with SSG. Like, I know I did some. Like, I did Oats Overnight a lot because that was one of their big ones. So they would send me stuff, and I'd take a selfie with, like, an Oats Overnight bag or something.
Just the subtle brand product placement.
Yeah, exactly that. Oh my God, sorry guys. I closed my door and I was said to avoid chaos. My kids immediately are like, Jesus, kids.
Jen probably told him she wasn't buying him a Boost Over Ball sweatshirt.
Yeah. We got to talk about this. All right, guys.
Good plug.
Y'all
Oh
manipulated my wife's simple mind for a Boost Over Ball crew neck, okay? That woman, if she sees a crew neck, it's purchased. And this woman claims she can't make phone calls. She can't deal with like bank account stuff. But as soon as she needs a crew neck, she hacks back into her credit cards that only I have access to. She finds a way back into them. It's every time. Okay, I think the murdering of my child is over. So sorry about that.
You're all good. But so you did some of the promo stuff. You were at Worlds in Dallas the first time around, and even if you didn't have as much free time at Worlds the second time, what did you think? Like, this is the first season that Blast was involved and did the production. Did you think it was better? Did you think it was worse?
I think it was on par, which is crazy because, like the formula of doing these is very tough to nail, right? So Blast coming in and getting up to speed that quickly is very good. But the production quality I thought was, on par. They didn't have cars in the arena this time. I think that was the main difference. But
yeah.
I would say it was pretty solid. Actually, I didn't get to talk to anybody from Blast really, like a couple people. But speaking of which, guys, if you don't know why you go to LANs, one, it's to meet all of your online friends IRL. Two, it's so you can meet the devs and the people that put on the events, because like that's the best place to talk to them.
Well, maybe one day. We just got to run around the basement and around the arena taking pictures. So we met the Blast PR people, but we didn't meet any of the devs or any of the other Blast people.
Hey, that's wins, good though, because if you keep up those relationships on Twitter or whatever, like just keep the name, like,
get
the
those connections
going.
on LinkedIn.
Oh, geez. Okay, dude. I thought LinkedIn was a joke of a social media platform forever. People apparently use that thing. I'm like,
it's like business Facebook.
Yeah, it's
I guess
corporate Facebook.
That's a better way to put it. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Which I've never had to deal with because I've kind of always been in the entertainment industry, at least, for the most part. So I've never really had to do that.
I mean, good problems to have. Yeah.
Well, you say, well, now I make enough money, but before when I was a penniless actor, definitely was, definitely not as lucrative.
Fair. But yeah, I mean, so it's interesting to see like some of the like minute differences that they had between like the first time they were in Dallas and the second time. The stage effects and the lighting effects certainly seemed to be improved. They added the coin, the one that almost beat T-Bates, the one that almost beats T-Bates every single time.
Yeah, poor T-Bates.
Even though he's never wrong, right? But the coin almost beats him out every time.
Yeah, well, the coin's very good. All right,
Yep.
The coin knows the script. T-Bates doesn't.
That's a fair point.
T-Bates is always going to go NA. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Me too. I suffer from T-Bates syndrome myself. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I'm used to being delusional. That hurts me to say. Oh, kills me.
I probably won't make you feel any better to know that I'm in Detroit, so I'm a Lions fan.
Oh man, the Lions just absolutely curb stomped the boys a couple weeks ago. Oh, that game, I like had time because normally they play when I'm streaming.
Yeah.
I watched that game until I had to turn it off. I was like, we're gonna go live. We're just gonna go live.
Yeah, I've definitely had quite a few years where I was like, I'm just not gonna pay attention to that today. But
I'll keep my mouth shut about who I cheer for. I
Wait.
might get yelled at.
Wait, what's your team?
The Chiefs. I grew up in Kansas.
Oh, that's perfect. That you should be a Chiefs fan.
that is
you're not gonna
the
get any
reaction I
hate
was
from me.
expecting.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I was waiting to hear.
my
hear
wife's
all
a
the-
Chiefs fan just because she likes
Oh.
Taylor Swift.
yeah, I was
fair.
waiting for
My-
that. I was waiting for that to happen.
My
Same-
wife
yeah,
was
with
a
my
Chiefs
wife.
fan before Taylor Swift, but now that Taylor Swift is there, it's off
Yep.
the charts.
Well, but like you went to
Sure,
school,
sure.
you went to school there. You're from there. I get it. Like it's one thing if you're like there are people around here like I'm a Chiefs fan. You're not a Chiefs fan. You're a bandwagon whoever's winning fan.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys have had their fans for decades, and we're just hanging on, just hoping for a postseason push through.
It just takes
That's
one
all we
time.
need. Yeah, exactly. And yet it hasn't happened.
It might take
It's
a
great.
new owner first, but you'll get there.
Yeah, we'll see.
But so you talk about being an some NA bias, which we definitely
yeah.
do as well. Did you have a favorite team from last season or like a top 3?
Oh, like what do you like? Team that I thought was gonna do really,
Or
teams
teams
really
that
well?
you support, or like everybody's got like the bias. Like I like SSG
Oh,
a lot,
okay.
even if I didn't think that they were gonna win. I got their stuff. I like their
Well, I have a lot of pros that are friends, so pretty much all of them I root for. The team that I thought had like a legitimate shot to be like the NA team to come through and take a win was Gen G. I'm actually a huge fan of Appjack. Appjack is like one of the most wholesome content creators in the scene, or not content pros in the scene. He's very, very like at the peak of his popularity when we were in London, not this past time before that. At the peak of his popularity, he introduced himself to me as if I didn't know who the fuck he was, and I'm like, he's like, "You're Tryhouse." He's like, "I'm Appjack," and I'm like, I know who you are. Like, why are you introducing yourself to me, man? No, he's very, very, very good guy, and I thought they had a legitimate chance, but like, I'm friends with a bunch of the pros, so like, LMC, I thought LMC was, I like a lot of people on that roster. Same with the Dignitas roster, like, all of them. I actually really don't know anybody on G2, which is, Daniel, kind of, because we were on SSG at the same time, but Daniel like said maybe 2 words at one point during that entire time.
that seems about right.
Yeah. So obviously I was a G2 fan in the arena when they were like, like the best bet. But yeah. So any NA team basically. I know almost none of the European pros, which is a little embarrassing, especially when I ask them who they are at a party or something, and they're like, exotic or something. I'm like, oh fuck,
You're like,
I should probably should have known that one.
Well, but like also as you get older, like they all kind of start to look the same a little bit, and they're all still like 18, 17, 19.
Yeah, absolutely.
It hurts a little bit every time. Like knowing JNaps was the oldest one at 23 in Dallas.
That kills me
Mhm.
on the
Mhm.
inside. You have no idea. That's like actually like devastating for my self-esteem.
They show
I'm
that
33.
RLCS,
I'm
like,
33 now.
age
Like
stat.
look at these hands. You see, like I'm not making them look all fucking broken like that. They're just old. They're just so damn old. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like I got to meet in person DJ TJ. He's like the president of he does all kinds of stuff, but like with the SEC, with University of Georgia esports. So shout out to him. Him and his girlfriend were there. I was talking to them. They're like, "Oh yeah, like we just got our ID." And I'm like, oh no, wait a minute. Did you like they had to go to the Secretary of State to get their like sideways IDs because they just turned 21. I was like, ugh, damn, I'm old. Damn it.
How old are you?
28.
That's probably how I think I was 27 when I started streaming. Wait, 20 I was 27, 28 when I started streaming, so
29 in like a few months. So fun times.
This definitely at this point I'm like, wow. I mean, when you look at like, there's streamers older than me that are still streaming, so I'm
True.
like,
yeah, Rizzo exists.
I'm just gonna. I think I'm older than Rizzo. God damn it!
I am too. That's just the ongoing joke is that he's like ancient, and he's like
yeah, but he's
25,
actually
like 26, something like that.
Yeah, kill me, please. Yeah, I think I'm even older than Sunless Khan. When I remember, I was like, oh wow, yeah, okay, I guess that tracks.
Rizzo's 27. Damn.
Who was it that leaked? Widow. There's apparently you can search by like eldest Rocket League Wikipedia pages, and Widow posted it. I'm number 5. I'm tied. Me and Lawler were born on the exact same day, but me and Lawler are number 5 of oldest people on the Wikipedia page, which is just devastating. Like, no wonder I'm so ass at this game.
I just can't compete anymore.
Oh yeah, my reflexes are ancient. Sorry, we got off topic again. I do that.
We do that.
Oh gosh, yeah, we do that so much.
It be like that sometimes.
Whew. I really should have gotten a mixer, because I'm at this point I'm just drinking straight. You know what? Fine, it's fine.
I'll drink the mixer for you.
Oh, thanks, man. All right. What's next?
Have you paid attention at all to CRL?
I have not actually. Other than who the casters are,
right?
Because I love the casters. They're good people. But no, I haven't paid attention to CRL. I actually. Wait a minute. Never mind. I am participating in a CRL off-season tournament. Not off-season. A CRL like Pro-Am tournament that's coming up here soon, which I don't think I'm supposed to say. But it's like like the Bundle Bash.
Yep.
They do those. There's another one coming up. I'm gonna be participating in another one of those. I've done that before. And so I do my research then. Whenever I've got to like draft it some teammates, I'll pull out spreadsheets and stuff, and I'm like, listen, I'm ass at this game. I got to find the best.
Hey, just let me know. I got notes on all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm like fantasy pick'ems. I'm like, I gotta. All right, so if I get this guy, he's played with him. The other captains, they're not going to know that. They're not going to put in that kind of work.
Oh no, never.
But no, I actually don't get to keep up with CRL as much. I strictly focus on NA, RLCS, because if I invest my time beyond that, it can be quite extensive.
It's easy to get lost.
Exactly. I'd love to follow South America too. Like South America's matchups get wild sometimes, but I know that, but I can't. I'm like, it would be too much. I've done it with fantasy football before, or just football in general. Like I used to watch every game. Now I only watch the Cowboys games, because if I start watching everything else, or God forbid, if I try to watch college football, like college football is
there's just so many games.
A cult.
It's
yeah,
amazing.
there's
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many games, and there are so many storylines that come through, because every 4 years it's a whole brand new roster. So it can be a lot to keep up with. But I got kids now. That's my excuse for everything. Is like, I've got kids. So I'll just yeah, I've got a family. I shouldn't do that stuff. It's what I tell myself.
Fair. Well, for CRL, they're doing. God, they're doing their best job to speed run an entire season in like a month. So
is that what's going on?
Yeah. So the past 2 weekends they've had CRL Open 1 and 2. Open 3 was last weekend, and Open 4 is next weekend. It's all open qualifier.
Is this just for NA?
Yes. Well, yes.
Wow. Okay.
So there's no East-West anymore. It's just all open quals go.
Okay.
Which is weird. And then there's also no...
That kind of ruins the hype of it, though.
I think so, too.
I like that.
But there's also no limit on to who can qualify. So you can have 2 Akron teams and 4 St. Clair teams in the last event.
You're joking.
No.
Nope.
Wait, there's only like 8 teams in it though, right?
So the way that they did it this time, they did they did a pool system. And there's 4 teams that qualify into the upper bracket in like the pool play, and there's 4 that go into the lower bracket.
So 8.
But there's 4 pools.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God. Okay.
So, and then the 4, like the 2 teams that make it out of each pool, one from the upper and one from the lower bracket, play in the playoff bracket. It's weird. It's very weird.
Wow. Okay. It
So-
seems like they were like, "Fuck, I guess we should do something for college."
I think that is kind of what happened, but
Yeah.
like
Okay.
it was,
You-
in our opinion, similar to what they did for RLCS. Like, we have to do RLCS. Like, let's just go back to London. We've done that before. Let's go to Copenhagen because we already got our stuff there. Let's go back to Dallas. We did that before too. But I think next season,
I
for
understand
CRL,
that from a
Oh, for
blast
sure.
standpoint. Like, listen, and here's the thing: they went back to places that are proven to be good.
Yeah.
Like, because they've gone to places before where the audience was like, half capacity.
Yeah.
So to go to a location that's like proven to pull an audience, like as a YouTuber, especially the type of YouTube content I do, 1000% get it. Let's go with what works. When you're unsure and you're restricted on time, let's go with what works. And I do drop openings. Been doing drop openings for years now, and it's because people watch them.
Yeah.
And I know how to do them well. So like, and apparently the people at the Dickies Arena are super easy to work with. From like a contract standpoint, there's not like a big long negotiation process. They know what the rate is. It's like, it was easy for them to set up, and I heard that's why they made that move.
I mean, I have no like reservations or qualms about their going back to the same venues again, because especially with with what little notice they had that they were taking over RLCS, like better to do something that is proven and done well, because now, like, and kind of the way that we've been thinking about it at least is like, RLCS ends in September. Like, they're not doing anything again until, from a LAN perspective, until March, April.
God, kill me.
That's like 8 months for them to cook up some cool stuff, in my opinion. Right? Maybe maybe they're going to
absolutely.
Sam. I think that would be fantastic.
No way. No way.
You don't think they go to like Brazil?
Dude, Brazil would pack a house though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I as soon as I said no way, I was like, Brazil would fill a stadium. Absolutely it would.
I mean, I think that's
Brazil
like,
would fill a huge stadium, actually.
I think that's like, I mean, OCE would be cool, but I don't think your viewership is as high. I don't think, you've seen Saudi events like with Gamers 8 and the Esports World Cup, stuff like that they're doing. So I feel like, it's hard for players and everybody to get visas to go there. So like NA, EU is good bets. Maybe a Canada, maybe like Sam, I think would be another good one.
Ew, get the maple syrup out of here. Nobody wants to go to Canada. No, I'm just
It's
kidding.
cheaper in
Montreal-
Canada. It's cheaper in Canada.
DreamHack Montreal was actually a really good LAN. That's my second LAN I went to. That was the one the Peeps won, actually. And I loved Montreal. Offensively French, but like, dear God, not a single warning sign had any bit of English on it. I was like, there's warning signs above water fountains, and I was like, I don't speak baguette. I don't know what this says. But I was like, can I drink from this? Like, it's clearly like a big red, like, it's got a weird logo on it. And I was like, so I had to ask somebody what it said, and it's like, water might be hot. I was like, oh, okay. I think I can live with that.
Fair. And speaking of Montreal, too, good segue back. The University of Montreal made made the top 16 in CRL Open number 3.
What?
Yeah. Or I guess
That's crazy. So do they normally compete at all?
I'm sure that they do the qualifiers, but I haven't seen them yet this season make a top 32 yet.
Wow.
So
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons that they expanded the prize pool as deep as they did this last year with RLCS, because they knew it would attract more players and like there'd be more upsets and stuff. I'd be curious to see what they do this next season, like how it all balances out. Hopefully CRL gets a little bit more stability, because I know a lot of people really like there being like conferences and, you know, because then there was like powerhouse matchups, and it's like, I mean, that's what we kind of miss from league play in RLCS right now is like,
there's not really any
you know,
rivalries.
yeah, there's
just SSG losing to G2 6 times.
That was
G2 or Gen G
Yeah.
in the first round.
Yeah. Poor SSG. Like they
had 9 losses in all of RLCS this season, and 8 of them were to G2 and Gen G.
You're joking.
No, 6 of them were G2, 2 of them were Gen G, and 1 other.
Wow.
So it was
that's a skill issue right there. They just got to get good.
Yeah, it's like really like for G2, for anybody that wasn't G2 and NA, it was do well enough to dodge them till grand finals. That's really like,
wow. You know, SSG every time was like, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, like, oh no.
Every
G2.
time they ran into, yep. All right, guess we're playing G2 again.
I think the other one was OG. OG beat them once.
Yeah, OG upset a lot of people. OG definitely had like that dark horse potential. So did LMC or Luminosity. They had
yeah.
Like we had a couple teams that definitely just had like could punch above their weight class sometimes.
Yeah.
Or
RMC,
you know, we
RMC.
just
Still RMC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is.
But go ahead, sorry.
I don't know what I was gonna say. I forgot it immediately when I was
Well, I was gonna say I'll run through the top 8 teams that we got from CRL. We'll get through some of these results, and then we'll talk about the last 2 things that we got that, you know, to talk about, like some quality of life updates and things like that. But in the lower bracket, we have Concord University, Illinois State, Davenport, and Fisher. And in the upper bracket, we have Akron Blue, West Virginia, Maryville, and Northwood Blue.
Okay, yeah. The upper bracket's all teams I know.
Yep. And
wait, which one's Alpha Kep's brother coach for?
Oh,
he coaches for Ball State. Where's Ball State?
Ball State did not make the top 8. They lost to, oh no, that's Illinois State. That's the wrong mascot. They lost to Fisher, and then they lost to Missouri, who then lost to Fisher.
Damn. Okay.
They made it last time, though.
Because, yeah, they won last time, didn't they? Or, no.
Close.
They got second in there was a LAN here in Dallas.
Yeah, the CRL Worlds.
Yeah, and I went to it, and I think they lost to whatever Team Too Fast was coaching.
Yeah.
Because I was like proud dad taking pictures of Too Fast on stage, hoisting a trophy. Like,
look at me go.
Yeah, exactly.
But moving on from that, our top 4, we have Akron Blue and Northwood Blue in the upper bracket final, which Akron wins 3-2. We have Concord University falling to Fisher, and then we have Concord falling to Northwood to set up a grand finals rematch. And for the 3rd event in a row, we have a bracket reset.
God, I hate bracket resets.
So the first CRL event, Open number 1, there was a bracket reset, and they failed in the bracket reset. Oof. The second Open, there was a bracket reset, and they won the reset. And this one, it went all the way to Game 7 in the bracket reset, and Akron ends up winning to avoid getting bracket resetted. I don't know if that's a verb, but I'm going to use it like a verb. Yeah. So, Akron Blue.
God, that series must have been 2 hours long.
Yeah, it was a long day for those guys, I think. And Akron has 5 up from Pirates on a Boat from Moist.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Yeah. Wait. So who's Akron's roster right now?
it is Paddy, Bullseye, and 5 up.
Yo, fuck Paddy. Fuck Paddy. That guy is so damn good. Every community tournament I play against Paddy, my shit gets kicked in, dude.
He's
This
good.
kid,
He's good at the game.
this kid devastates me every time. This man hits clips on me, and fuck Paddy. That guy is the worst. He's probably a great dude. He can suck a toe.
And Akron, like that's like the rich get richer. Last year they pulled 12 SSL recruits for their Rocket League program.
What do you mean? Like they just gave
They give them scholarships.
to-
Yeah, no, I don't think full scholarships, but they definitely have like 4 teams of SSLs.
Yeah, they do.
Holy shit!
So Akron,
And then whoever's the best just makes it to the main roster.
Yep. So Akron actually had Akron Blue and Akron Gold make the top 32.
Do they just go to school online, or they actually go to the university?
They actually go there. Akron, I think, has the most expensive and advanced esports like lab or facility in the U.S. right now.
The fuck?
It's like multi-million-dollar facility. It's really nice in Akron, Ohio,
Wow.
middle of nowhere.
Wow.
But
Cool.
I don't know what it is about Ohio and like Michigan. Those 2 states crank out the craziest Rocket League skill. It is absurd.
I've noticed it. Okay, there is a trend. Like, so whenever people follow my channel, I usually ask them, how did you find the stream? And then if they stick around, I get to know them a little better. I ask them where they're from. There is a high number of people that are into Rocket League that are from Ohio.
it's unreal.
Like-
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just
The only reason I think is there's nothing else to do in Ohio, which
I don't know, or I don't get it. There's something in the water just makes people like car soccer in Ohio.
Yeah, I mean Northwood's in Michigan, Davenport's in Michigan, like 5 like
Yep.
Michigan State obviously is in Michigan, Siena Heights, Rochester. There's like 6 teams that made top 32 from Michigan. And I'm like, why is this where it is?
Yeah, the Midwest is like it carries car soccer.
It does, especially
most part.
when your Northwood team is Hockey, Zenil, and Creams. Potentially
How did they not win?
potentially the new TSM roster.
How did they not win?
Well, they lost to Paddy, Bullseye, and 5 up.
Fuck Paddy. fuck Paddy. Dude, I'm telling you, that guy, he's a menace. He must be stopped. I swear to Christ, this next bundle bash, if I have to play against fucking Paddy, damn it, I knocked over one of my lights.
He just gets you that fired up. I get it.
Bro, I'm not, it's like double flip resets. I'm like, this is a community tournament, you ass. Hit that on somebody else, please, not me.
Yeah, and I mean, like, CRL is becoming an arms race, too. Maryville brought in Relating Wave and Speed from EU to compete alongside Knight in CRL.
CRL is recruiting Europeans now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
God
Simas,
damn it.
who played with KDOP for a little bit, plays for Concord, who has already won one this season. St. Clair Saints Gold brought in
Wow.
two.
Let's forget about the Europeans taking our jobs for a second. But
They took our jobs.
they took our jobs. But that's just imagine just being like really good at a video game and you get to go to school in a different country to play it, and like they pay you to go there. I mean, I guess that's really not that foreign of a concept. But I went to school for acting, and I probably could have gone to some schools in Europe and like gotten a scholarship, but like
It's all part of it, but it's something that I don't think a lot of people would have seen coming for, professional or collegiate Rocket League.
yeah, that's wild. That's cool. Very cool.
But so with that so far, the way that it works is there's the 4 opens and the top 8 teams are given points, and the top 8 teams, points-wise, go to a national championship. And so the current standings are Concord, Northwood Blue, Akron Blue, Maryville, West Virginia, St. Clair Green, Davenport, and Ball State, with Fisher falling just short. But
And Fisher's normally, like, I know the name Fisher. And like I said, I barely follow CRL, and I know the name Fisher. They're, like, always there.
Yeah, Fisher would be in, but I just found out they lost 9 CRL points due to an unauthorized roster change. So
Wait, what?
I don't know what that means, or who they changed for.
Who does Too Fast coach for?
Um,
What team's Wova on? I think Wova was his.
Wova plays for Ball State.
Oh, yeah.
That Ball State roster is Wova, Oath, and Guh.
Oh, that's a good.
That's a good roster.
Yeah. And Ball State just missed out on this one.
Oh wait, then Ball State did win the last Worlds then, because Too Fast was holding the trophy. Yeah. It all tracks. It's all tracking now.
Yep, it's all coming back.
Yep.
Okay.
That was Cinco de Mayo too. Man, they had a LAN on Cinco de Mayo, and there was no margaritas at the venue. That was just in Texas. That's damn near unpatriotic. Just no margaritas.
I
on
feel like
Cinco
you're
de
close
Mayo?
enough. You could just have some.
Yeah, it's like this is actually okay. This is kind of like an anecdote that might need to be cut out from the podcast. But I had talked about getting margaritas with a bunch of people that were at the LAN. And because there was none at the venue, we all afterwards we went to like the nearest cantina to get margaritas. And because they were going to be dirt cheap. They were just going to be dirt cheap. And we walk in. I take 3 steps into the cantina, and I am flashbanged with ass cheeks. It is like it is like Mexican Hooters, but way worse.
In reverse?
The women are wearing lingerie. It's not like they're wearing like a uniform. They are all in lacy lingerie. And I invited, like, you know, they were my friends, but I invited like all the casters too. A couple, actually none of the casters got to come, like, because I think they had to work on something else at the venue or something, or do post-game interviews or something like that. But like a bunch of my friends showed up this place, and immediately we sit down at the table, and I go, I am so sorry.
I had no idea.
I just went to the nearest place. That being said, the margaritas are $3. I say we see how this goes.
Maybe it gets better if we have a couple of margaritas.
I mean, I should go back there, actually. It was a good place, actually. I mean, the food and the drinks were really good. But as a business, you know, as a networking venue, maybe not the best choice for me. I mean, I'm not, like, they were barely wearing clothes. And it was broad daylight. It wasn't like, that's
after
what made it
dark
even
or
crazy.
whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't like you know, there's like the low lighting, so you don't really like, it's, you know, it's like mystique. No, it was broad fucking daylight, women walking around in no clothes. One family had a kid with them. I was like,
Aggressive.
What is this place? It was like 2 minutes away from the venue. I was like, this is a no-brainer. Obviously, we're going to go here. But anyways, that was an anecdote. Sorry. That's done.
That's a fantastic anecdote.
Yeah, I need a margarita now. This is...
You've talked yourself into it.
Yeah. Our waitress was like really grumpy with us too the entire time. She was just like, are you guys going to order food? And I was like, all right, we'll get some nachos or something too, I guess. Like, we're just here for the drinks. It worked for me. She was nice.
Fair. So the next thing that I got to talk about before we do some roster rumors, they announced a new update, another quality of life feature update, which I kind of don't know that I really expected to happen, but
Yeah, me either.
it brings match history to the game. At the same time, player profiles will launch on RocketLeague.com, where you'll be able to see your recent matches, check out your lifetime
It's already
and season
dropped.
stats.
It just dropped.
Yeah, and all in one convenient web page. So, have you gotten a chance to look at it at all? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I got to look at it. It's, first of all, it lies. It says my peak rank, my career peak rank is C3, which is a blatant lie. All right, blatant.
Is that a Sakar peak rank?
No, that's what's crazy. It's not. I have solo queued to GC2 Div 4 and Hoops at minimum, and peak carried rank is SSL, top 100 even. Sakar GC, like we hit GC. I've got the tag.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
And then I was like, I'm gonna go back to playing hoops now. We got it in Sakar. It's fine.
How long ago
let's
did
go back
you
to
get
playing
it?
hoops?
Do you know?
Season, new
Like
season
free to play.
4.
Okay.
Free to play 4.
Because I don't know if it's like maybe they're just like not tracking like old seasons like before free to play. I have no idea.
I have no idea. But yeah, so the website, I got to look at it a little bit. A lot of the stats are broken right now. Like it says I've got no games played this season or last season. Yeah, the website's actually just not good right now. I just like there's really no way to make it sound better. Like it has maybe a fifth of the information that RL Tracker does. And it's no more convenient, actually, is the crazy thing. It's like there wasn't even a tab in game that linked you to that webpage. So it's actually
so you just, like,
zero.
have to go to the website like on your own.
Yeah. It's no more convenient than RL Tracker. So which I think is, they made it seem like you were going to click a button in game and it would just link it. Now that's great. That's actually not great. What it should do is it should just pull it up in game, like not like tab out of game to the webpage. The webpage should pull to the like UI element in game. But the match history and the saved replays, that's good. Because that the save replay button's finicky and like certain matches you don't realize are important until a couple down the road. So like that's good. They save 20 of your replays over the last 30 days. So, that's not a lot. Like if you auto upload your replays to ball chasing or anything, but if you're a casual player or somebody who's not like a mega nerd virgin, like that's probably helpful. But for somebody who knows how Rocket League works, it's really not that impressive.
Well, so you bring up a good point, right? Because like most people who are Rocket League, like way into Rocket League, are using ball chasing. They're auto uploading the replays. They're using...
even though you have to pay for it now.
Yeah,
kind of.
So also all of the RLCS replay files get uploaded to ball chasing. So those are free. Like anybody can go and look up the stats and download the replays and like view the games from the player perspectives if you were so inclined to do so. Yeah. This kind of seems like a way for Rocket League to be self-sufficient and not need ball chasing anymore, to have their own version of ball chasing.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're doing a good fucking job of it.
I would say it's an attempt.
That's
it's a shit attempt because so when you go to look at your profile, you don't have a unique URL, so you can't share your profile, and your profile online doesn't even have your goddamn replays. I don't think so.
It does not. Actually, yes, it does.
It does?
I think you can. So I'm looking at my match history right now on the website. It shows all of the results, but I don't think that I can download the replay from here. Which, I mean, again, this is like the first. This is also.
I mean, hopefully it gets an update, but here's the thing: they were supposed to update custom tournaments since the fucking release of it, and I stream tournaments every day, And I've talked to so many goddamn devs. I'm like, listen, I will make content for you if you just make my job marginally easier.
That's fair.
Like, just allow the ability to solo queue into custom tournaments, please. It cannot be that hard. The code, like I'm not a doctor, but I just feel like
you can solo queue into threes matches. How is it any different?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the coding cannot be that extensive. And, like, you can literally solo queue into the ranked tournaments. Why can you not do it for custom? Because right now it's like the custom tournaments are so stale. They pretty much have to be a 1v1 tournament, or you have to be a really big streamer to do a twos tournament. And like, because even when I do them, we'll get like 12, 13, 14 teams of twos.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 rounds. No, more than that. We probably get like 4 or 5 rounds. But that's like my size. Like I'm pulling 80 viewers on Twitch. Like, so like when somebody's going through the 2v2 tab and they see my name, they're like, oh, wait a minute. This one's actually going to be broadcasted. And they'll go and like, we got a little bit of pull there.
Right.
Like if you're Joe Schmo, somebody trying to do a twos tournament, it's not going to happen. Like, or not like a big one. I mean, I've been doing this a while. Hopefully people at least know that their tournament will at least get broadcasted poorly. Because I'm going to be talking to my chat. I like hardly ever cast anymore. I'm like just full on chat simulator.
But like it seems, at least from like the state of Rocket League, they're trying, right? Like we got the boost by the teammates nameplates. We got
best update,
the demo update
in a decade. Yeah,
we got this, and we've been joking about it a little bit, but Rocket Racing is dead. It was announced that there's no more feature updates. They're just going to get new map skins or new items and new rank resets every so often. So, like, realistically, we lost trading for a game that is dead now within a year.
I mean, that's not why we lost trading,
no.
But
I got to blame something.
Yeah. Because I've talked to devs about trading before, and the OG devs like held their ground on trading being removed for as long as they could.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
it doesn't fit with the Epic plan.
Well, it's not just that. It's so like something like 95% of all of the support tickets for Rocket League are related to trading being in the game. Like, they're all surrounding somebody getting scammed, somebody's account got hacked. They're all item based, and it takes a lot of people to cover that ground, support wise. And so it costs them a lot of money and resources to fix this problem that generates them basically no revenue, because the player base that actually trades is relatively small versus the overall player base. Like, they're a very vocal player base, but they are small. Like, the trading community was tiny in comparison. So, the only reason I miss trading is because it made my YouTube videos way easier.
Yeah, because you get the crates and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much easier. But that actually cost me money to do this. Now I don't have to spend any money to do it. Yeah, so that's why trading was actually removed. But yes, they are doing a lot of good quality of life updates. I think the boost by the name tag update is the best update since the flip reset. In my opinion, I think it's huge. It's a massive update in terms of information in the game, and they did it good. Like, it was way better than I even envisioned it. I thought boost was going to be on a UI element, like to the side of the screen or something. Putting it in that little circle right next to the name, it ensures when they have boost when you actually need to know that info.
It makes it harder to lie to your teammates, though, about you missing something because you didn't have boost.
Yeah, absolutely does. Fuck the need boost. No, you don't. No, you don't. I saw it.
It's worse for me because I'm bad at the game, but.
Doubt. No, you're great. You're great at the game.
I am currently higher ranked in twos than you are.
That's not saying much, though. Like,
no.
Dear God. What's your rank?
I'm C2 right now in twos.
We'll be there in a little bit. I don't play 2s, so I think I only play 2s when I've rage quit hoops for the night, and then I'm
that's fair.
like, and then I'm just reading chat and like, basically making fun of the pace of it. I'm like, God, this is glacial. This arena is so large for a 2v2, because hoops is just like so tiny.
Yeah.
But no, the quality of life updates have been good, and the website's ass, but the other stuff is decent. Like, hopefully they improve it over time, and hopefully these updates keep coming.
I hope so too, especially now that maybe they can, bring some of the devs that were working on Rocket Racing maybe back, because there's not really much going on over there. But, time will tell on that one.
Some people said that the Unreal Engine 5 version of Rocket League got scrapped for Rocket Racing. I'm hoping that wasn't true.
I have heard that.
I hope it's not true, because that would be devastating.
They're just working on Unreal 6 for Rocket League. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Okay. The only thing that makes me think that could be accurate is because if you're Epic Games, why would you make Rocket League an Unreal Engine 5? Realistically. Like, what incentive is there?
I have been told from some people that porting games from Unreal Engine to Unreal Engine is significantly easier than bringing it from not. It's like the jump from like Unreal 3 to 5 is like ridiculous. Like, you have to basically remake a whole game. But if you're going from 4 to 5, you could just translate it. It does it for you, basically.
Yeah. So my question is, why would they do that? Like, what tangible reason do they have? They're like, you're telling me there's an entire game that exists that is functioning just fine. When you really look at when you stop being a skeptic and you look at the state of Rocket League, it is the same game it's been for 10 fucking years now. It continues to make money. Not a lot of money, but it continues to make money as it is. Why would they put in money to take a risk that isn't going to pay off? Like, it's not, even if they do make it to Unreal Engine 5, it's not like it's going to blow Rocket League up to be way bigger than it is currently.
Probably
like,
not, no.
I believe that because, I know it would make my job easier as a content creator if we had creator mode.
100%.
But why would they take the risk on a game that's already making money when they could fuck it up? They could so easily fuck it up.
100%.
There's a million different ways. They fuck it up with every update to the game currently. Like, I guarantee you tournaments are broken right now. They just updated the game. Tournaments are broken. Like, that happens every update. So it's like, I don't see. So that's my only bit of skepticism is when somebody talked to me about it from a business perspective, I was like, ooh, that's hard to ignore. Like,
I hate that makes sense.
It makes so much sense when you think about it. It's like Rocket League. There are very few games that have as stable of a floor as Rocket League. Like, the same people have been here the whole time. The game has got a chokehold on us. And I'll be here. I'll be here for it. The game's fun. The game is so
until
fun.
It dies. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, until nobody's playing it, like, I'm gonna be here. And so it's like, creative mode might bring in a big audience. If they do Unreal Engine 5, it's gonna be in Fortnite. Like, you will have to launch it through the Epic Games launcher to play Rocket League, because that's the only way it's going to work. The creative maps you make in Rocket League are going to happen in the Fortnite engine, because, like,
they've already got that figured out.
They've already got it figured out. The devs that are working on the Fortnite maps can work on the Rocket League maps, and it can go back and forth. That's the only way it's going to work. And yeah, it's got me. I also have heard from a semi-reliable source. I'm going to say reliable, but I have heard there are big things coming in 2025. Big things that have not been announced yet.
I mean, it will be Rocket League's 10th birthday in 2025.
Yeah. So I've heard from people that have an ear from a lot of people at Psyonix.
People who could be in the know.
People that could be in the know that there are big things on the horizon for 2025. And I believe I was told that before the announcements of 1v1s joining RLCS. Because that's pretty big. That is huge.
Yeah.
News actually that we kind of glazed over is that 1v1s in RLCS is officially a thing. It's small. You know, it's only it's kind of like a show match type of scenario in RLCS, but it's still the first time you will get actual like high level 1v1s in RLCS with a prize pool. So I'm hoping the big thing is an Unreal Engine 5 update for Rocket League, because it'd be nice.
It'd be cool.
I mean, I don't think graphically it's too far behind of a game. Like Rocket League still looks good. I think, like, for how old it is, I still think it looks solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought CS:GO looked like ass. But before it got replaced, I thought CS:GO looked like shit, and it was still had a huge fan base. So I think Rocket League looked way better than CS:GO.
The thing about Rocket League like looking good too, even if it did look good, how many people are actually gonna have Rocket League on like high quality settings?
I'll fucking do it for at least a year.
Potato League.
Yeah, I will throw my rank for that shit to look good.
I've seen photos and it's like, wait, there's those particles in this game? I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, exactly. We were like, what the fuck are these things floating around the arena?
Wait a minute, there's weather? What?
Yeah. It rains? Yep, absolutely. I play with quality, not performance. I play with quality. Just because like sometimes I showcase items. Yeah, I'm like, it seems like a fair. If you turn it on max, all of a sudden there's like it's all blurry and it's hard to see.
There's like motion blur and light bloom, and you're like, wait a minute.
God, when you turn on bloom, it's like, oh, shit is so bright.
And then someone has that
you're on the salty shores.
Nuclear explosion, the nuclear glow explosion. You're just like,
yeah, dude. I use that for like a year and a half.
He's sitting in your dark basement playing. Oh my god!
Fuck! Absolutely. Man, I need to bring that back. I've been using Paper Dragon for too long. I need to bring back the
tactical nuke.
Yeah, tactical nuke. God, that used to. Oh man, when that goal explosion was out. This is how I got big on TikTok. I used the tactical nuke goal explosion, and I would paint it green in Bacchus mod. And then I would use the Nissan Skyline, because it hadn't been in the item shop since before free-to-play for like 3 years. And then I had Underglow on. Yeah. So I had 3 things. I used 3 items that would always debate massive amounts of comments. And that would push me through the algorithm. And then all of a sudden, my mediocre content's pulling millions of views. That was great. I loved it. And then Hercules had to tell everybody about TikTok. And then all the good content creators went over there and started farming views. It's fucked up.
And it was all over for everyone else.
Yeah, shit used to be so easy.
But so we got 2 more things we got to do. We'll do some roster rumors for what we haven't done already, and then we like to end off with overtime, where we answer questions from viewers. So we can take questions from our stream. We can take questions from your stream. If any of your viewers have some questions that they want to ask,
perfect,
for any of us or for you specifically. So
get them ready. Get the questions ready. Don't ask now, but get them ready, please.
So I'll play the jingle, and we can do some Reds roster rumors.
Okay. Red is so excited right now for this.
I love this section.
Yeah, all right, Red. Let's get into it.
Alrighty. So, Reds roster rumors. We got some more news today. Some new roster announcements, rumors, ideas, thoughts, concepts of a plan, maybe. So first off, Farah has been announced as the coach for France for the FIFA World Cup. Are we surprised? No.
No.
It was pretty much assumed at that point. Next up, we have the Spain roster has been announced for the FIFA World Cup, consisting of Atomic, CRR, and Stizzy. That would be your Spanish.
Oh,
your
CR
Spaniards.
is Spanish. Yeah, sorry, because he's on complexity, isn't he? Or
Yes.
Yes.
okay,
or-
yeah.
So
Yes. For now, unless they make a
Yeah.
change, which I don't think they
Oh,
are.
he's been there.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, he's been there for a minute now. So that'll be the Spaniards representing Spain for the World Cup.
Okay.
Moving on to some more RLCS news. Gentlemates have finalized their roster. Radosin, the former Vitality member, will be replacing Itachi. So that grounds out the roster. Yeah, Radosin, Juicy, and Seiko should be an interesting team. I'm curious to see how Radosin slots in there.
That's still all
Um,
French, right?
Yes.
Yes,
'Cause they're all
Still
French.
all French.
God, so many baguettes.
And then it appears that Alpha 54, Itachi, and Oski are looking to team for RLCS 25. Nothing confirmed yet, no actual signings, but that does look like that will most likely be a trio this coming season. Going across the
That's
pond, back to North America, RMC will live on, except it's a little less cheesy. Cheese has left RMC and is being replaced with Chronic. There has been no org that has signed this team yet, although they are in talks with 2 to 3 orgs currently, one of them being Gen G.
Okay.
Uh,
And not Luminosity coming back? I kind of thought Luminosity just dropped that roster for the offseason and was going to pick him back up. Because
I
they're
think that they
expensive.
are one of the orgs
They
that
could
are gonna
be in
talking.
talks. The
I
only
wouldn't be
one that
surprised if
of
they
note
just
that was
go
mentioned
back
was Gen
just
G
to-
right now.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't either. I mean, like it just makes it makes too much business sense to drop your roster and not pay them for 7 months or 6 months
Yeah,
or
I
whatever
mean,
it is.
It's crazy that some people haven't dropped their rosters because it's
Yeah.
like you're not paying them for fucking ever.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Like,
Nothing. They're not doing off-season
unless they
tournaments.
have-
They're not doing
unless
They
activations.
should be
Activations,
activating brand after brand. That's
Yeah,
what they
so-
should be doing.
I know you got the time. Do the activations.
Yeah, get your ass back out there. Carry the sign. You know, they got to be doing something like
do the spins.
spin the sign. Spin the sign. Put it on YouTube.
All right,
You know,
moving
like
on here.
goddamn, paying
We
them
got
that
Energy.
much. Sorry. Back
you're
back
good,
to
yeah.
rosters.
Energy Esports looking at more third-man tryouts for the suspected roster of LJ and First Killer. They have so far tried out, or are continuing to try out, Garrett G, Nos, and Hoxer.
Wow.
Chronic was in there as well, but since he has been removed, as he'll most likely be teaming with Reddles and Magic.
Wait. Isn't it kind of a diss that they're trying out Garrett G for the NRG roster?
I mean, I would say it's more of a diss if NRG had the results to back it up. But
Yeah, that's tough.
when you can
But,
bring
like-
in a duo like
I don't
LJ and
think-
First Killer, like,
I don't think they're bringing back Fireburner as coach either.
No, I think he's gone as well.
Oof, that's rough.
So from what I have heard, the in order it would be Nas, Hoxer, Garrett. That's what it seems like. It still could be somebody else, but that seems to be the order in which like I've heard the most traction in the rumors from.
I'd like to see the hot cock throbbing.
Me too.
Dude, Hoxer, that guy, he is so damn handsome in person. If you got like at a LAN, when you see him up close, you're like, damn. I thought gamers were supposed to be kind of funny looking.
You're like, this
Hoxer's a
guy's- this
goddamn
guy's an
model.
esports gamer? Like-
Yeah, he's handsome as hell. But no, like I'd like to see. I don't know Nas. I don't think. God.
Nos subbed in for Beast Mode during the
During
what
Gamers
was it
8.
called? Gamers 8 this
Oh,
season.
okay.
And he played
And
with
did
he,
really well.
he played with the Swiss Merchants M80 with Jorias and AJ.
Really?
Yeah, they were like top 3 in every single Swiss event and then lost in quarterfinals every single time.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was
So-
a
But
rough,
he's
rough
also
time for that team.
like he's Moroccan as well.
So he speaks French.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the French, bro. I gotta learn it. It's the
I've
only
been-
thing that'll save these damn hands.
I was doing French Duolingo for like a year and a half, and I feel like it did not help at all.
Oh, damn it. Maybe it's got to be like,
Maybe
gotta
like
be a
Rosetta
native
Stone
speaker
or something.
It's fucked up.
Alrighty, now got some sad news for the Rocket League community. This isn't fully confirmed, but Cloud9 is not currently expected to field a roster for the 2025 season. All conversations with teams that they are interested in have fallen through so far. Not
'cause
saying
they're
that
not
they
trying to pay
still
anybody.
won't sign a team, but everyone they started a talk with has fallen through.
Yeah, I know why that is. Because before Cloud9 signed their last roster, I know for a fact that they were trying to sign before Sandrock went with Sandrock.
Mhm.
And then before they went to Falcons, God, there was like before Moist Esports, like when Moist Esports joined, I know they were talking to that roster, the Rise, Vatira,
Joyo.
and who?
Joyo.
Joyo, yeah, thank you. Rise, Joyo, Vatira. Yeah, okay,
Yep,
that's how
yep,
the
there
chat
you
goes. That roster and the Falcons roster, I know they were in deep talks with both of those teams. And Cloud9 lost the debate with both those teams, and it's because they're not willing to pay. I think they're the one org that's being realistic about what pros should be paid, and they're willing to wait.
Yeah.
Because they've got the name to get them the fame, but when other orgs are like, fuck it, we'll pay you $3 or $4 grand more a month. It's like, fuck, I'd take it too. Like, especially as like with the lifespan is of this
Make your money and get out.
Yeah, for a Rocket League pro, the lifespan is not long. It's like 3-4 years maybe, unless you're Reddles or Garrett G.
Or Monkey Moon.
Fuck Monkey Moon. Jesus, he's so good.
Or Paddy.
Fuck Paddy, bro. Fuck Paddy. Dude, every goddamn God, it makes my blood boil. Seriously.
I could see Cloud9 easily just for like the time being finding some low bubble team that will take.
I mean, that's kind of what they did,
the tiny
right?
paycheck and just roll with it until eventually teams realize, hey, we can't get that same money anymore, and then they'll work their way.
That's
back
what they
in.
did this season. What was the roster again? It was a bubble team.
It was the Lion Blaze squad.
Yeah, it was a bubble
Lion
team.
Blaze
It was
and...
Queso. No, not Queso.
No. No. Hey.
Omelet?
Omelet. It was omelet. Thank
Omelet,
you.
yeah,
I
there
knew
you
it was
go,
a
yeah.
food. I was like,
it
oh,
was food. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, but it was it was a bubble team because they probably paid them. They're like, we'll pay you $4 grand a month.
Yeah.
And they were,
I mean,
and Lion Blaze was like, been a while since I've had a paycheck. We
Yeah,
should
I'll
take
take
these
it.
guys. And they were like, sure.
Lion Blaze, Percy, and Zenil.
yeah.
Which they had
that sounds
huge
right.
upside though.
They
Like,
did. They almost
Lion,
beat G2.
Lion
Yeah.
Blaze. What?
They almost beat G2.
Yeah, that team, for what they were probably paid, they could have a reasonable result. Jesus Christ, I turned my light on so bright. That team could have made some major upsets, and I bet you a roster like, I bet you those contracts definitely has a clause in it for performance. If you're Cloud9, maybe that's how you do it.
The like incentives and bonuses and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe. That's how I would do it if I ran an org. Because, if you guarantee certain eyes are on you by being at a LAN, like that is something you can leverage to your sponsors. You're like, I'm going to guarantee this amount of time in front of a camera. And it's like, if you make that happen, you will make this much more money because I can offer you this much more based off of what I'm able to negotiate with my sponsors. And that seems very reasonable. If I was an org like Cloud9 or something, that's what I would do to lure people in to like a reasonable contract that has reasonable payouts.
Mhm.
Like First Killer, that old phase roster, that Lays roster, that put in 12 hours every 2 weeks. That fucking team that was making probably 15 grand a month per player to not play the game.
God.
That kind of contract just should not exist.
Yeah.
Like, it should be incentive based.
I mean, like, I
in my
feel like
opinion.
if an org set like we need to make this much money for this to be worth it for us, and after we make that money, you guys get the rest.
Yeah,
So, like,
something like
Continue to do brand activations if you want. Like, you'll get the money from the brand activations. You'll get 100% of the prize cut after that, and on top of your salary. But like, we need this much to be profitable to field this roster.
yeah, like or you've got like that's what I'm saying incentive based. Like just that's what you're paid. If you make a LAN, you're paid this much until the next LAN. If you make it, you get paid that again. If you don't, you go back to $4,000 a month. Because that's what you're worth. If you're not making LANs, that's what you're worth. And it's like that seems perfectly well and reasonable. Incentive based contracts. Like, and because I mean it really is, you get so many more eyes on you. Like if you Googled like the numbers that of the people that watch Worlds, like the number of eyes that were on the screen, like this right here, like these logos right here mean everything. Like even if you're not like consciously reading it, it's like Lenovo Legion, like that name starts ringing bells. Like Steel Series for SSG,
Overnight
one of their
Oats.
big overnight, yeah,
Or Oats overnight. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I used to do that too. But like all those brands, they all were like Steel Series was like, I didn't know who the fuck they were until I was with SSG. I used strictly Logitech as a non-nerd virgin like editor. Never played esports ever. I've signed with SSG. All of a sudden, Steel Series to me is like the Cadillac of, or I thought they were like the Cadillac of gaming peripherals. And that's just how brands work. So it's like if you can get names on those logos or the eyes on those logos, that's everything to these orgs and brands. So LANs, seeing the players in like, god damn, like those press day photos that they take at the beginning of every LAN, those press shoots. I mean, just look at the Twitter impressions there.
Yeah.
Like those Twitter impressions are like, I mean, you're talking, I mean, my God, man, like, when you can look up like, top rated cable television episodes, right? Like, from back in the day, like sitcoms like Friends, and you can watch how many people watch those episodes, right? It's like, I want to say like 10 million people or something. And that's Friends. Like we're Rocket League. We're not Friends. But like Friends at its peak was getting like it's probably way over 10 million. It's probably like 30 million views or whatever it was. But like for Rocket League impressions on Twitter, like I don't know how, like during RLCS, it's probably a lot. But those like press days, if it's like 40,000, 100,000 impressions, whatever it is, that's a lot of eyes right there. And all they had to do was
Grand
show up to
Finals
LAN.
peaked at 350,000 viewers
Are you serious?
across like everything, right? So like Twitch, YouTube.
I was
other live platforms.
I was just watching the game. I didn't notice. But yeah, like those numbers are massive. So, let me see. I'm trying to see. Okay, well they're just retweeting a bunch of CRL stuff right now.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
at Worlds, but even like the CRL stuff is like 55K, and that's like, that's not a ton of impressions for RL Esports. But when the main Rocket League account retweets it, which is what they do during Worlds, like that stuff gets hundreds of thousands of impressions easily each post. So those press day things, all that really adds up. That's the long tangent I was trying to get back to, is just how it all relates back to money and how this thing can actually work.
I lied. 426,833 peak viewers.
Holy shit. That's a lot. Yeah.
I like almost 500,000 people.
And that's at one moment, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Not like
so
not
you're
like
talking about the
concurrent,
entire
like the whole time, but like it like the most viewers that's what it peaked at. That's a lot
Yeah,
of people
like,
coming
so-
like that. We're gonna see your brand if you're on stage, if you're competing.
Exactly. So that's and like I said, when it's influencer marketing, it works better. Like, Arsenal, when he was with SSG having a Steel Series logo on him, he doesn't even have to talk about it. He's got a Steel Series logo on. It immediately is way better than you seeing a random YouTube ad with Steel Series.
Yeah.
Like, because Arsenal, he's your boy. Your boy Arsenal has got the Steel Series logo on him. So that stuff works way better. So they just need to find a way to honestly, it feels like a lot of these companies are run by gamers. And not in a great way. Like their heart is there, but the business savvy just is not.
Yeah.
And I'm an ex-actor, and I could be like, there's some major problems here. In terms of like sustainability. And I know, oh my, yeah, sorry, I know so much about the contracts and how much they were, and versus how much I was getting paid, and I was like, this person's getting paid this much, and I'm getting like 10 times the amount of views as this person. Like, why are they making this much money doing this kind of man? Contracts used to get wild back in the day. People could just like smooth talk their way into anything, and I was like, I'll take a couple $100.
Fair.
Oh man,
But
yeah, sustainability. That's what this goddamn esport needs.
more than anything
No
else.
kidding. Yeah.
But Red, you want to take us through the last rumor that we got, and then we'll
Yeah.
jump over.
I'm
into
so
the
sorry.
time?
I
No, it's
oh,
it's part of it.
Yeah.
that, you know what? You guys knew what you were doing, bringing me on this.
That's part of
podcast.
it. We have
So
our
the
own
final
yapping.
This is true.
Yappening.
The yappening. The final thing we got, and this is as a rumor can get. There is a current rumor out there that one of the land locations for next year's RLCS season is going to be the home of the baguettes, Perry.
Kill me.
It's
God,
again
no.
very much a rumor and
God,
nothing
it
at
better
all
be.
confirmed. Take this with a grain of salt, but it is currently being rumored that that will be one of the locations. It is confirmed, however, that we are guaranteed to be getting RLCS locations way sooner than we did this season.
Well, it'd be fucking harder to get them late. Like later,
barely
like
get visas and
Jesus.
stuff.
They
Yeah.
were like 3 weeks out, and I was like, I don't think I can make it. I don't know if I can make it.
That's a $700 round trip flight.
Bro, if that oh my God. I was looking at London.
Oh yeah,
That was like the week of Taylor Swift, like 2 weeks before the Olympics.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are we doing?
Olympics, Taylor
What are we
Swift.
doing?
It's like, okay,
Yeah, that
there's
was like
$1,300
$3
gone. Bye.
I was like, I'm not Beyonce. I can't afford that flight.
I don't have a private jet. What are we doing?
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay, so the only problem with them doing it in Paris,
Is that it's in Paris?
other than the insufferable French. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, this podcast makes it seem like I'm actually racist. I love the French. I am what's called jealous. I am jealous that they're so goddamn good at Rocket League.
and that their baguettes are so good.
And the baguettes are so, dude, the croissants.
They're so good. It's unreal.
Dude, last time I was in Paris, I had a croissant. I was like, this is what they're supposed to taste like? These are amazing. It's like they're like, it is so fluffy and flaky, and they're breathtakingly awesome. Like a single croissant is your breakfast, and it's amazing. But the problem with having it in Paris is France has very stringent laws about
like child labor laws.
well, probably that. I was talking about language,
Oh,
about
true.
how the broadcast language. So they had this problem when they broadcasted in Spain once, where you can go to the event, but I think the events that are in person, the LAN, will have to have French broadcasters because of French. Like the French are very protective of their language. They're very particular about preserving the culture of the French language. And so in-person events and arenas and stuff, they have to have it be in French. Now online they can do whatever, but so if you go to the event, it's going to be in French. And I remember that's how it was with Madrid. Like
for
last
like DreamHack.
land. Well, no, it was the last land before the vid.
Oh, you're right.
COVID hit. And I didn't go because I was like, it's going to be in Spanish. You know, a language that I actually, understand some of. And if I go to a French land, that was my other problem. When I was in France, I was only there for 24 hours. I was jet lagged and I didn't understand anything. Like I know 0 words of French. So I was lost. I was truly lost in that country. No help. It was very difficult for me. So you really think they're going to do it in Paris, Red?
I mean, France.
Where did you hear this rumor? Where did you hear this?
It was talked about by Achilles. It was talked about by Rocket Baguette.
Achilles is pretty good.
Maybe they're just trying to manifest it.
No, Achilles is pretty good though.
Yeah, it could just be extreme manifestation, but like I said, it is purely a rumor. It has been heard of. There's nothing more.
They'll bring an audience though.
I don't see. I can see it happening purely because France.
They deserve it.
They are
one of the biggest player bases in Rocket League right now.
They deserve it. They've been curb stomping the rest of the world. Like one country has been dominating Rocket League for 3 years.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have one at least at the very latest.
It'll probably be Worlds.
Seasons. Yeah, could be Worlds.
I imagine it'd be Worlds. Like because
maybe they get like a Switzerland or
line.
something to get around some of the broadcasting restrictions. But it's like close enough.
Maybe.
Yeah. Could see something like that.
I just imagine the plot line of having Worlds in for holy. I gotta take a 1 second. CJ rated me for 301 viewers. Holy.
Oh my.
Man.
Edit this out of the podcast.
Okay.
CJ. Jesus, bro. W pod. Yeah, we're doing the Boost Over Ball podcast right now.
Woo.
Yeah, we're with K-Cube and Red. I think it's pinned in the comments or the chat, I hope. Drop them some follows too. If you guys haven't. We're talking about CJ, hold on. CJ.
Insider information.
You don't have to confirm and or deny anything. We're hearing rumors that there could be a LAN in France. You don't have to say yes or no, but if you put a baguette in the chat, that's all I'm saying. We could that would help just a little bit. But no, we were talking about France deserves a LAN at this point. As much as I wouldn't want to go to a LAN where French is what the casters are speaking, it's most assuredly deserved, and the French will bring a massive audience. The blue wall is a thing. It is a big, loud, vocal thing in the arena.
It travels everywhere.
Same with the green
wall
suits.
is always there. The blue walls, the green suits are always there. It doesn't
But
matter.
I honestly would be very curious to see a LAN in Brazil. You guys talk, this is gonna make the editing really hard. But CJ, they were talking about how interesting it would be if a LAN happened in South America. And at first I thought it was the most ridiculous idea I'd ever heard. I was like, they're always in North America or in Europe. But you put a LAN in Brazil. Now, granted, you might isolate some of the North American and European audience, but I 1000% believe that arena's filled.
Oh,
like a 7,000, maybe 10,000, 14,000 viewer arena. Because I think 14,000 is what Dickies can hold. And Dickies wasn't quite filled, but it was close. I think you put that in Brazil, where there's just a massive population of Rocket League fans. Huge. I think it absolutely could. But you need South America teams doing well. Fury would have to go deep. It would.
Yeah. Fury would need to do well. You would need even the 2C from Sam to do better than they have been, which not saying they haven't done decent, at least in most recent time, but you would need Team Secret to also show out,
really show up,
be very good.
Yeah. I guess complexity is kind of coming back to NA is what I've heard.
It was always the plan, is what I've heard. It was always the plan.
I think it's just visa
Got
issues.
A complexity jersey on now. Yeah, there was always the plan for them to come back to North America because of visa issue, which is just going to make North America even more of a competition. Yeah, CJ saying CS Rio lands go off.
Yeah, that's. I think that's where the idea came from. Is seeing CS any of the South American CS lands have the crowds are insane there.
It would be nice. Listen, I would love an excuse to go to Brazil. I'd go.
Yeah.
Which I don't speak any goddamn Portuguese. No, I'd zero Portuguese. So I'd be screwed.
It's
I'd
just
be
enough.
hoping,
It's just enough different from Spanish to make you get really mad.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be devastated. You know, if we had a land in Mexico City, I'd love it. I'd speak just enough to be a part of the crowd screaming.
Just
I'm
enough to
losing
be
my mind.
dangerous, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, where else? Okay, so if we follow the formula though, it would be 1 Worlds in Europe, 2 lands North America. Right? 2 majors North America.
Yeah.
Or if it follows the format, if it's not going to South America, do we finally get Chicagoland or
I've been talking
Atlant-
about Chicagoland for so long.
Dude, it's got to. It's got to.
There's got to be something coming to the Midwest at some point. Chicago.
The Midwest will
give me
fill
Kansas
fill
City.
sta-
Kansas City, great.
Absolutely. Taylor Swift's boyfriend plays there. That's that brings audiences. I'm joking. I'm a football fan, guys. That's actually just a joke. My wife did, however, buy like 3 Kansas City crew necks after Taylor Swift started dating him. So
The crew necks come back again.
dude, it's coming full circle. You motherfuckers. You made my wife buy a crew neck. You guys did it.
They're so comfy.
Some
though.
great merch.
Dude,
Got
she
some great
wears the
merch.
boost over ball crew neck at least once a week, if not twice. It's like her go-to, like, I'm going to sit on the couch crew neck. And she's just all sitting there all comfy. Yeah.
The Booster Ball hoodie is top tier.
so comfy.
Easily my favorite. It is
Damn it.
ridiculously comfy.
Stop it. There are impressionable women listening to this podcast.
I could be convinced to make more colors of the crew neck too.
Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking. Jennifer's bank account cannot handle it. Give me a Denver land or Seattle, says Captain Nimbus. Oh, wait, wait, guys. If you're just coming in, we are going to accept questions from the chats here very soon. Mods, we should shout out Boost Over Ball in the chat now so people have an easy clickable link. If we've got any mods still listening, I'd appreciate it. What was the next section we were getting to? Sorry.
Overtime. So taking questions.
Yeah, which is our questions.
Oh, we're taking questions now. Okay. Well, Captain Nimbus said, give me a Denver land or Seattle. Seattle, absolutely not.
Ooh,
That airport is expensive to fly into.
that's a good point.
And that's just
That's
like,
fair.
I love Seattle, but you look at every place they have a land, and it is a major international Seattle's a big international airport, but it's a disaster to fly to.
Denver
For
could be
most
good.
of the country. Like, you look at where they've had the lands historically, and they're at major hubs. For sure.
Yeah, Denver could work. That's a pretty decent hub.
Denver's definitely like a it's a hub for a lot of like Denver, Chicago, and Dallas. I feel are like the 3 major airports that are in the middle of the country.
Yes.
I would like to have a Florida land personally.
Yeah.
Maybe I think a Florida land would be really fun too. And or I hate the Atlanta airport. Like,
it's such
I
a
think
big hub though. Like
I
for
know
everything.
But I just kind of wish that airport would catch fire. But I understand that the Atlanta would be a good place for a land as well.
I mean, hear me out, Nashville.
I'm not hearing you out. I'm actually not. That is terrible.
Why?
You're behind a muffled door.
Yeah. Speak up. That is terrible.
Why?
I gave really great locations. You went with Nashville? Okay, how big of a hub is it? I've actually never been to Nashville, so I don't know.
I don't think I've ever flown in Nashville at all. So I have
Well,
no
it's
idea
because
either.
there are bigger airports by it.
I've flown through it. It's not It's
That
not,
would be
it's
like having a
definitely not
LAN in New Orleans. Like New
Yeah.
Orleans is a good city,
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
definitely not an international hub.
That's fair.
Like,
That's a good point.
New Orleans is like a place you go to domestically, not internationally. Like it's not an easy to fly to location, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd buy that. It's not like Chicago, definitely with 2 airports.
Yeah, I think Chicago is still don't, for fuck's sakes, don't have it during the winter. Like,
Oh gosh.
having
No.
a land in Chicago during the winter, I wouldn't wish that upon my enemies.
like a June LAN in Chicago though. Perfect.
People be like, this city's amazing. Like, don't come back in 5 months.
But it's a winter
It'd
hellscape.
be
yeah.
awful. Yeah, it's a winter hellscape. I went there during spring break one year, and I didn't think it'd be cold because I lived in South Texas. All I packed was a light hoodie. I
Uh-oh.
froze my goddamn tits
I
off
was like, yeah,
Yep.
for 7 days
got
straight. I had to
hypothermia.
wear my hoodie with my suit that I brought for like a formal event. Like I was wearing my suit over my hoodie so I wouldn't die. It was spring break.
Yeah. Well, that's not a thing here.
I should have been in goddamn swimsuits.
Then why did you go north?
It was a theater kid. It was a theater event. It was terrible. This is terrible. Anyways, you guys, let's take questions, I guess.
Yeah. If your chat has any, right now it looks like we don't have too many questions on our end.
Guys, start asking questions to us in Boost Over Ball. Their link should be pinned up in the chat if we got questions. Let me see. Question for podcast host: how many? Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna read that. My chat is trolling. You guys oh my god. Hi, yes, I was wondering if you could ask the rest of the podcast if they think it's okay that you, Tryhouse, says hi to Musty for me. God damn it.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah,
Other than the fact
This
that it's
is-
musty, but other than that.
yeah, dude, every single time, I'm like, I just wish my chat was a little smarter. 5 seconds later, I look over and one of my mods or my VIPs is like, hey, Try, can you tell Musty I said hi?
It's like, come on, guys. You're supposed
I'm
to
like,
be the,
guys,
we're
god damn it.
professional.
echelon.
Question, why is Tryhouse sexy as shit? Okay, Chili. Wait, we were talking about CRL earlier. Chili's in the chat. Okay, do we have any legitimate questions about Rocket League and not about, for the fuck's sakes? Can you tell Musty that Warren26 said hi and that he deserves mod? God damn it. I am so sorry, you guys.
I mean,
Guys, real
do
question.
we expect anything else from Twitch chat? No.
Hey, I mean,
honestly,
From our chat, is Tryhouse smarter than his chat? I mean, I'd like to think so.
it would hard to be
Hope
dumber.
so.
It would be so
I would
hard to
hope
be
so.
dumber. My chat has negative IQ. Zero. Oh, wait, are Vitality going to destroy or not?
They, on paper, should.
There is
There's
yet to
no-
be a super team that's actually done it, though, right?
Yes. Well, I
yeah.
guess you had the dig in like the dig era, right? I mean, they kind of
That was before my time. I don't acknowledge it.
Well, I mean, like
Fair.
G2 kind of dominated in NA, but like
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, they get to Worlds though and fucking shit themselves.
they made top 2. Their
like-
worst finish all season was second.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that's
like
true.
they dominated in their region. They got second in the world, so they're not.
That's not how USA does it, though.
No, it's
All
not.
right.
No, it's not.
Second place, that's called losers.
That's first loser.
Okay. We're
First
the
loser,
first
yeah.
loser. That is not how America does it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
God damn it, we
realistically-
lost to the French again.
and not only the French BDS.
Yeah, God, again. Monkey Moon is the destroyer of Captain America. What do you believe the future of RL Esports is going to be? How many years does it have left? Oh,
Ooh,
I
gosh.
truthfully don't think. Listen, I get asked this question about content in general. Like, Trials, how long are you going to be a content creator? And I'm like, until somebody pulls the keyboard from my cold, dead hands. Like, there is no indication of any decline. Like,
Yeah.
Rocket League, as I said earlier, has the most stable floor, or one of the most stable floors of any esport. Like, there are a ton of esports that do not have what Rocket League's at. It is, the game is inherently addictive to play and to watch. So I honestly, I don't, unless there is a huge change of management that tries to do too much and fucks it up, which is one of the reasons I think Epic actually doesn't take as many risks, is because there are signs of games taking chances with the wrong leadership and fucking it up. Hunt Showdown or whatever the game's called.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
That game is dead in the water right now because it changed management and they made a bunch of changes that immediately killed the game. And so as long as that doesn't happen, which Epic has shown no signs of doing that, I think it's indefinite.
Yeah.
Truly.
I've talked about this before with Rocket League. It's one of the easiest esports to watch as a outside spectator because it's just soccer. Everyone can understand. Ball, go, and net, good.
My dad watched it with me one time. He's never watched Rocket League in his life. And I was flipping through channels on his TV, and like ESPN was covering some collegiate tournament. It was like a community collegiate tournament. It wasn't even like CRL. And but I knew a couple of the players, and I was like, Dad, let's watch this. And I was like, I know that guy. We're gonna root for his team. And he got into it. He knew nothing about Rocket League and could immediately process it, was into it, invested. Would throw his hands up when goals were scored. I was like, this is just like watching football with my dad.
That's one thing that will keep it alive. And then I think the other thing that will keep it alive is the fact that Rocket League is one of the few games where you can't cheat your way to the top at all.
Mm-hmm.
It is purely the time you put in and the effort you put in to get better at the game. And I think that's such an addicting thing for gamers, especially, is it's a area where you can do better as long as you keep trying.
And you'll see rewards.
And you'll see rewards. It's that just, oh my gosh, I'm at the next rank, or I crossed the 1,000-hour threshold, or I won this tournament. Just all those small little like steps of pride that you're getting will continue to build this player as you come. As long as nothing major changes, no pay to win, no nothing, that sort of thing. Rocket League should continue for a while.
Yeah.
So I got two loaded up. First one from Zeloth and Art. Can Tryhouse, why isn't Warren a VIP yet?
Because it's gonna be one of my top subathon goals when I do a subathon.
Fair. Okay. Second one. This is a good one. I'm a fan of this one. From Mr. Gucci. Build your dream NA team.
Ooh.
My dream NA team? Can I import from EU? No, I'm kidding.
Can it just be Vitality NA?
Yeah. Can we just bring in Vitality? You guys go.
Oh gosh. Dream NA team. Okay, what do I want to change on G2? Do I want to change
I was
anything?
waiting for that to happen. I was waiting for that.
I mean, I like how this G2 roster is. If anything, I'm like low key changing Atomic, but
yeah, I know who my team is now.
Okay, go ahead, because mine's
my team is Daniel.
Okay.
Beast Mode, Reddles.
Reddles, interesting.
I think Reddles is a highly adaptable player, and I think I think he's proven he can adjust to any roster. He's always on a team that's doing well, always. And that can't be said for players usually. Like, Reddles has been the mechanical guy on a team before. He's also been the defensive guy. He's also been the demo chase guy. He's had many roles, and I think he's adaptable. I think he's played with Daniel before on a top performing team. And the only thing that stopped that roster was, I think, bad chemistry had developed between him and Arsenal. Actually, I think you put, that was a team that was getting top 4 in a lot of tournaments, and I think and Arsenal wasn't doing his best at the time. I think you put Reddles in with Beast Mode and Daniel, and you've got a leader on the team because Atomic, Beast Mode, and Daniel have the combined personality of a toe. I think you put in
Which toe?
The big one.
Okay.
Okay.
You put in Reddles, and all of a sudden you've got a team leader as well. You've got your Garrett G, who is no disrespect to Garrett G, but somebody who's a little bit had better results recently.
Okay.
And so I think you have your team leader and your cracked mechanical kids. And somebody who's highly adaptable. I think that's a good roster, actually.
No. I think most of the answers are going to be some combination of Daniel Beast Mode, insert third man here.
Appjack, you could put Appjack in that.
You could put
True.
Appjack there.
You're stealing mine.
Oh, my bad, dog.
I got LJ, Beast Mode, and Appjack.
No Daniel?
We're getting rid of Daniel?
No Daniel.
What?
You got rid of Daniel?
I did.
We said
Daniel!
Best,
You saw the shots he was hitting, bro.
I did, but
You
I
see
also
that
saw
clip?
what Beast Mode was doing.
You saw that clip that Magic Bear posted where he was like, Daniel's the hope of NA. You saw that shot he hit?
Yeah.
You need to look it up on Twitter.
I saw it.
And that shit
I
was...
saw it.
I mean, it was the most... I was like, why do I play the game? It had me
That's not the team I think...
With these hands,
that's
with
my
these
dream
hands,
team. That's
why
not the
do
team
play
I think
the
is going to do the best.
Yeah, okay. All right. Fine.
Because I think LJ has... I've said it before, LJ is Kirkland Brand Daniel. But I like his link-up play better.
Okay. You don't think Daniel necessarily does as well team plays?
Yes. But he's a phenomenal player. One of the best in the world.
Yeah. That's... You put First Killer in a 1v1, all of a sudden you think he's the best player in the world. You put him on a roster of 3, and it's like, why aren't they winning? I see that. That's a valid reason.
So, I have to ask, what are your feelings on First Killer? I myself have claimed to be a First Killer hater.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Maybe it's
I don't
a
want to be
loaded
canceled.
question. I'm sorry.
I don't want to be canceled. Listen, I have a ton of respect for First Killer. But the fact is, the results aren't there. You can point fingers anywhere you want. But at the end of the day, until First Killer wins, truly wins, he is going to be the asterisk. Because the pressure's on him. He has been on good teams. And people will try to cope and say he hasn't been on a good team yet. And they're full of fucking shit. Every roster he has been on has been with good players. Except for the first one. I forgot what the first one was. It was like...
Oh,
he was definitely...
Rogue team. Yeah, Rogue.
The
With,
Rogue team, like...
The Mountain himself.
Phone?
I thought
Why
that
is
was
my
my
wife-
phone for a second.
My
I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, Jen, I'm on the Boost Over Ball podcast, babe.
She was calling about more sweatshirts.
Why are you calling? They won't give you another crew neck.
That's a lie. I'll DM her right now.
I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. Okay, what?
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
I was calling to say the TV died.
To what?
The television in our bedroom died.
What do you mean it died?
It just stopped working.
Babe.
Right in the middle of Real Housewives of New York City. The 30th rewatch.
Hey, Jen, I'm gonna get back to my podcast now. Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't
Tell her
know
to
how you
unplug it and
answer
plug it back
fool.
in.
Why an answer? Because I assumed I was like waking up the kids or something, like, you know, something actually serious happened.
No, I mean the TV died. That's pretty serious.
We have
Why
another
am I gonna
TV
watch Real Housewives?
on your phone?
Oh.
This bitch.
Uh-oh.
No, we're joking. I'm sorry that I actually thought it was going to be important.
Oh.
She normally doesn't call me unless like
No
somebody's
worries
on
at all.
fire. So
I mean, the TV did break.
how the
During
fuck
Real
did the TV
Housewives
break?
New York City 30th anniversary rerun.
Oh, it wasn't the 30th anniversary run.
Oh.
It means we have watched the series 30 times through.
Oh.
I mean, she watches it every night. I know all the characters' first and last names. I know every plot point, and I don't fucking care about this show. It's just on. Sorry. All right, let's get back. Jen's typing in the chat. Why did he answer? Do not tell her you're adding more crew neck colors. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Guys, no, I'm not joking. Jennifer has a serious addiction you guys are manipulating here. This woman has bought no less than 10 crew necks this year. 10. They're expensive. I'll take one in every color. Thank you, Jennifer. God damn it. She's not joking. She doesn't buy my crew necks though, because she knows I'll just buy them for her. Anyway, sorry. Where were we? Oh, we were talking about first killer.
Yes.
Believe it when I see it. I don't think he can. I don't. Well, okay. There's something to be said. I thought he was going to be on a good roster this time through, or I thought he was going to be on a winning roster, because.
I mean, all of the
People kept
rosters
trying
he's
to
been
make-
on recently have kind of imploded, right? FaZe, they made a grand finals and lost, and it's kind of all been downhill from there in terms of results for first killer.
Well, my problem with first killer, or my cope for first killer, is that people kept trying to make him the leader of the team. And that's not what he is. He's the Daniel of the team. He is the introverted, cracked mechanical player who should never be on a microphone ever. Because he's not outspoken. He's not well-spoken in terms of mic play. Like
He's the little toe.
he's the little toe. But he's so fucking good.
He's really good at the video game, yeah.
But he was on a team with Appjack. And Appjack he will take all that pressure off of first killer's shoulders. He's like, Appjack will be the leader of the team. He is the leader. He is like, the Garrett G of the team. He will take all of the camera time he needs to take, and first killer can focus on being first killer. I thought that roster was going to do it. The fact that they didn't do it is the first time I have seriously doubted first killer as being as good as everybody says. I think he's just a ones player, or not just a ones player, but I think his ones results have far exceeded his 3v3 results. He's not able to adapt as well. Obviously, he's still one of the best players, but I'm saying he's not able to adapt as well to threes as he did to ones.
I think that's fair.
And it's until I'm proven otherwise, and I will apologize profusely. But until then, I'm going to sit here and be like, yeah. Like, show me results. First killer is supposed to be the best in the world. At one time, he was considered the best player in the world. Not like one of the best. People thought he was going to be the best player. When Daniel came out, he was supposed to be a miniature version of first killer. Daniel, the man who's gotten better the boy who's gotten better results than first killer.
The child, yeah.
But like when Daniel came out, it was half as hyped as first killer, maybe half. Like when first killer came out, he was supposed to change the face of Rocket League.
That's fair.
So, also, did you say first killer when he first joined Rogue was Kronovi was on the team? No way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was he really?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see.
No fucking shot.
Old roster.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. He was on that was dumb.
Gyro was there as a teammate.
Yeah,
too.
that was. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Gyro got done pretty dirty there. Gyro's my boy. He was the first pro player to ever follow my Twitch channel. So
the last time first killer was on Rogue was
Kronovi
RLCS
Wonder
Season
first killer.
X.
holy
Yeah, that was
shit.
the first time we saw first killer. Yeah.
That roster. Yeah, okay. First killer was on a bad roster then.
And he played with Ghost. He played with Ghost.
No, he did not. No, he did not. He was signed by Ghost, and then let
then he
go.
transferred to Rogue. You're right.
He got let go because the clip of his dad surfaced,
Oh yeah. Right.
and Ghost didn't want to touch him, and then Ghost hasn't been relevant since. So
The last time first killer was on Rogue, the squad was first killer, Turinturo, and Taroko. That was the squad back in RLCS Season X during the spring split.
what?
We're deep in the weeds now.
Yeah, we're deep in the weeds.
Dude, First Killer's been a player for a while now, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Hold on, wait. How old do you think First Killer is?
He's 19 now.
Yeah, you're right. Are you on his Wikipedia page? Okay.
No, I asked him at this last Worlds. It was the first time me and I really talked, actually. Which is crazy because I've been in the scene for so long now. But it's like I said maybe 2 words to Daniel. He's a kid. What are we going to talk about?
Daniel probably said 2 words the whole time he was there.
I would probably seduce Daniel's mom. Like, you know, like what am I going to talk to Daniel about? Like, he'd be calling me dad by the end of the week if I got too close. I'm joking, obviously. But seriously though, like Jesus, like some of these kids, they're kids. Like I'm not gonna talk to kids. Like not for, like most of the time I'm there to hang out with my friends. I'm not there to go schmooze like pro players, you know, like that's not why I go to an event usually.
Fair.
What were the other questions? Any other questions from the chat? Did we all answer about the NA rosters we would make?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think Skycrawler asked me one. He said, "What is a way you believe to pull in more sponsors to RL Esports?" I think RL Esports actually pulls in a lot of sponsors because Epic. That's one thing Epic Games is really good about. Like they're, you know, the Mobile One sponsor that Gen G got. That wasn't just because of Gen G. That was because Epic Games had a deal with them, and Gen G was in it. And then like, I'm sure those deals were made because Gen G was looking at joining Rocket League, which already had a Mobile One sponsorship. You know, I actually think RL Esports is really good at pulling in sponsors. It's the orgs that need to do a better job of leveraging sponsorships.
Like
It's
Rocket
not RL
League
Esports.
Rocket League Esports itself is very brand safe, like incredibly brand safe, just because
And that's
of the
the
type
entire
of game it is.
reason Epic Games bought them, because Fortnite is it's T for teen. Like, you know, we talk about Fortnite like a lot of kids play it. And like, you know, you imagine a lot of kids playing Fortnite, but it's actually T for teen. Rocket League is E for everyone. So because they're E for everyone, they can bring in a lot more brands than Fortnite actually can. So like any brand that's specifically aimed at kids, Epic Games can now leverage because they have Rocket League. And that's why they have Fall Guys too. All of those brands, like they bring in SpongeBob for they brought in SpongeBob for Fall Guys. It's like that is a brand activation. Maybe not a lot of money because they only brought it in for often and bigger prize pools than other tier 1 esports have. I think player incentivized decals. Or like, you know, what's that esport there?
Like
it's like Dota. Dota.
Yeah,
If you buy the cosmetic,
Yep.
it funds
The prize pool.
We've
the
talked
prize
about
pool.
that on this podcast before, was how Rocket League, you know, they released their own like decal, right, for every like major worlds. Have like a percent purchase of, or a percent amount of that purchase go to the prize pool.
The only thing that I think would get in the way of that, and the reason they wouldn't, is because everything that Epic Games has done has shown they don't want people tracking the analytics of player base and prize like and money distribution. Like, you know, when they took out the player count number, so now it's good, great,
Which it lies so much.
yeah, it's full of fucking shit. I don't even look at it anymore. But that thing, like they took it out so players can't track short-term health of a game. So like by making the prize pool relative to the amount of purchases of a certain cosmetic, it could have bad connotations. That's the only reason I wouldn't say they do it, but I think it would
You
help.
could use it to supplement the prize pool. Like you have a
Yeah.
base prize pool of like 3 million or whatever, and then, you know, like the lowest Dota prize pool has ever been is like the last one was $18 million.
You're fucking joking.
No, the international
Dota
for
is
Dota is
ridiculous.
unreal.
18 million. I will
was the
get
lowest
hand
it's ever
surgery.
been.
I will get better at game. $18 million?
Yeah, that was
18
like,
million
that was a
is the
record
lowest.
low. Yeah.
A record low.
As of right now, the total prize pool for is 2.6 million just for the final, but they haven't done their big thing. Prize pool. A major 3 million, Boston major 3 million, Manila major 3 million. That's for a major.
Manila?
Like in the Philippines.
I know, but they had a major in Manila?
Well, they do like for Dota, they do like region based. So it's like the APAC major. And then
shit!
You,
Okay.
and you
Then Manila's a great location.
yeah.
I imagined it was like Rocket League. It's like, why the fuck would we ever have a major in Manila?
Well, they have so many teams that like your top 4 from the Manila major qualify to go to the international or something like that.
Got it. All right.
Because like there's too many teams to actually like there's not enough spots for all the teams to compete.
Honestly, I think I think they need to market the esports decals differently. I think there needs to be a bigger tab in the game UI for them because they've really like. Have you been in the item shop tab recently? It's like
all the way off
50,
in the
11
corner.
fucking tabs. It's like 50, 11 fucking tabs, and esports is at the end. It needs to be main item shop UI with a flashing UI button right at the top that says esports.
And also, I feel like you should give the orgs more freedom to release more decals if they choose to,
and make them not be so stringent. Like the I feel bad for the designers. The designers got chops. Like,
and the last one, they told them the paint finish wrong. Like they told him it was going to be matte and it ended up being anodized. So like the luminosity decal is yellow. It's not supposed to be yellow. It's supposed to be gold, matte gold, and it ended up being shiny yellow because the Rocket League or the team in charge of telling them the right information was wrong.
Yeah, I actually know a lot of the community people for Rocket League, and they're generally good at their job. They have been. I just feel like they've got their hands tied or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
But no, I think they need to do better with selling esports decals and they need to do it differently. Because right now, the esports decals, it doesn't matter which decal you buy, it helps all the orgs. Where it's like, that's communism, my friend, and we don't do that here in America. All right, the top teams that get the most decals bought, they should get the revenue for those motherfucking decals. The nobody orgs get the nobody money. Because, if they had a good social media team
they wouldn't
carrying
be nobodies.
them, they wouldn't be nobodies. All right? The people not putting work into the scene don't deserve the money. And that's capitalism, motherfuckers. Which generally has some evil principles to it. But in this regard, I think would work very good.
Fair.
I think it would work great. Because I've talked to orgs about this, and there's no reason in our teams like SSG that are fan favorites that sell a fuck ton of decals aren't making money off those decals. It's like, why is what's a no fan org? I don't want to be toxic, but let's get real. What's a no fan org?
EXO Esports.
What?
OG.
No, OG's got fan base. OG's got fan base from other.
Yeah, but I was more like Rocket League focused.
I was gonna say complexity.
Yeah, you could say complexity.
Like
Complexity's
I've got a complexity jersey on right now, and I didn't see any others at the LAN. Like, they don't have a fan base in Rocket League, and so why are they getting money from these decal sales when they're not selling it? G2's got a fan base. They do nothing for the scene, but except get a good roster, but they have a fan base.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a single person from G2 that shows up to LANs usually. Like, but they buy a good fucking roster. So, I mean, that's something. They weren't at LAN. They probably sell a lot of decals in South America. They might, Matt. I'd love to see it. I love complexity. Complexity is my dream org. I'm like, I live in Dallas. I'm like, hey, you guys should hire a Rocket League content creator. I know people at Complexity. I'm like, guys,
hit me up,
please. Yeah, right.
Hit him up.
All right. Any other questions?
I think we'll do one more, unless.
Sorry, if I kept you guys longer? You guys
Oh.
foolishly asked me to be on a podcast. I can talk. That's my.
We're all good.
We talk as long as there's content. So. We could be here for a
we've
while.
got tons of that. We got titties bouncing in the background here, dude. This is all the content you need. You know how many comments this debates a day?
Oh, we
Leaving
got one
this
in
up
our
the
chat.
back- Oh God, it's about my forehead or something.
No, about that. About the screen in the background.
Really?
Yeah.
Told you, man. What? And all I do is like, that's an emo. It's Poggies. It's happy to be here. That's all I tell people. And you know, if they don't like that, they didn't pass the vibe check. It's okay.
That's fair.
Limitless is not a real team. Wait, is Limitless not an Limitless?
No,
is
they're
an org.
definitely an org.
I think that's more so that
He's talking about fan bases.
no fan base org.
Wait. Is
Although
Limitless,
is like Limitless is
SSA.
like it's the
Oh,
NA,
they're the
NA
bad
retirement
one,
or no, that's okay. No, Limitless at least is the one everyone likes.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's
What's
the one that
bad
everyone's
one?
like, we want them to win because they're actual SSA.
Yeah, they were beating
It's
all
not.
the teams that weren't actually in SSA.
Because the
Yeah.
Team
Young
Mobula
Money
was
Clan.
the one that the Team Mobula
Young
and
Money.
Clan. Money
Oh
Clan
my
were
God,
ones
the
that
Young
everyone
Money
hated.
Clan. Bro, come with a cringier fucking name. That's like Scrubkilla's gamer tag. God damn it. The fact that people were screaming Scrubkilla, I'm like, God damn it. This is why nobody will take esports seriously.
That and
Scrubkilla's-
when does NRG play?
Scrubkilla just had to be the cringiest gamer tag I've ever heard. Like, just imagine trying to tell your grown ass dad that, oh yeah, Scrubkilla, he's really good. Be like, oh, God, that is nerdy as hell. I'm so glad that people just call him Scrub now, generally. Can you ask them about the prospect of renting your forehead for screen space at RLCS? I really need to start reading comments in my head before I read them out loud.
I saw that. I'm like, damn, he did you dirty there.
Yeah. What is a way they could change the game gameplay-wise to completely mix up the gameplay? Okay, first of all, they shouldn't.
Yeah, I was like, they shouldn't.
I'm going
But
to put
if they
this...
have to,
I
gonna
think
put
doing
that
like
at the
a
fucking
captain's draft event would be cool as shit for like the off season.
Oh, you mean for... Okay, I think he was talking about the core game.
I think
Yeah.
it was too,
Uh,
but I made it my own. I swerved a little bit.
Oh, dude, if we're talking about events and like ways they can make RLCS better, oh, dude, hoops. They need to bring in the buckets, man. Let's fucking get them. No, but seriously, they need to do RLCS. Not okay, because these offs. I'm gonna be honest with you. These off-season tournaments are not fucking it. Like, somebody who would benefit from off-season tournaments doing really well, because I could easily slide into any of these tournaments, be a caster, a host, help out, maybe get a paycheck out of this. I'm telling you, these off-season events are not fucking it. Like, nobody cares unless it's RLCS or Salt Mine, because Salt Mine has its own brand that Johnny built over years. He's built up Salt Mine. I have an invested interest in this, and I don't care about these lands. There's so many happening that I don't know about. And I'm just like, we need to have RLCS's name tag on a couple more things, at least in some capacity. It needs to be on the RLCS, RL Esports broadcast. If it's not on the RL Esports broadcast, guaranteed nobody cares. And so I think that's where events need to be hosted. Like, all of them, in my opinion. And that's coming from somebody who has a bias against that. Because RL Esports doesn't even raid out to Twitch anymore, so. Like, they used to.
Yeah.
I remember my friends used to catch like 40,000 people raids and shit. Like, life-changing. Like, people's lives were changed because of those raids. Off-season lands like DreamHacks, those technically weren't off-season, right? Like,
It's just like its own
No,
circuit
yeah.
within
It's
the
just-
season.
we don't it, yeah.
yeah, like, you know, something like that would be okay. Something that is a staple of, like, something that's reoccurring. Like, not just one-offs. Like, because the one-off lands or the one-off events just aren't it for me. Like, Salt Mine is not a one-off. That is Johnny's brand.
It's
in my
happened
opinion.
multiple times.
Yeah, like but I messaged somebody yesterday that has been a top 100 ones player that was unaware Salt Mine was about to happen, and qualifiers are right around the corner. He's been top 100 ones. Like, he was unaware. And it's because it's like
It's not talked about.
it's like they're if they need to have like first touch talk about them. There needs to be more publicity around it. Like if Rocket League is going to sponsor these things, they can't just throw money at it and then hope it works. Like that's not going to work. Like these people don't have you know what? These people would have bigger brands if you would raid them.
This is
Fucking
yeah,
damn. I only say that because I never caught a raid from Rocket League.
not salty or anything.
Yeah, SSG literally won a regional or something. And I was the only SSG content creator live. It was in like the top 5 or 6 streamers. And they rated Musty, who had already like 3,000 viewers or something. I was like, it's fucked up, man. It's
Damn,
fucked up.
That's brutal.
My team just won, and you raid Musty, whose team just lost. They beat NRG or something. I was like, it's all right. Musty raided me like a couple hours later, and it was all good, but still salty about that.
Fair, but
Well,
I think
only because I had been messaging them about it too. I was like, hey,
yeah.
I'll be live.
You know where to find me.
I was like, we're friends. Like, you guys throw me sponsorships and shit sometimes. I'm like, this is all I really want, Dad. Notice me.
Love me.
Of course you're still mad. Of course I am.
But I think
It's
that
live team drafting like NFL.
Whoa.
What?
I don't think we have the.
I don't think there's enough
means
people.
for that.
It's not league format.
Yeah.
And it's just not there yet. CRL is basically like half pro players at this point. Not half, but you know,
It's
like,
bubble RLCS.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
guys that
it's
are making top
RLRS.
16,
Yeah,
but
it
that's
is
it in
RLRS.
RLCS.
Yeah.
And then they go and they curb stomp on all the CRL players.
Man, I kind of miss league format. At first, I thought league format was dumb. It was so easy to watch, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it just because it was something like you could really like gear up and like look forward to. You're like, okay, my team
Saturday,
needs to get these wins.
G2 NRG's going down.
It was like college football. It's like, all right, what matchups do we got coming up this week? These are some
Exactly.
big matchups. Here's
It
the
built legacy.
storylines. It was so good.
No, I think that could be a whole other podcast. The format change.
Oh yeah.
I believe in the Swiss format, but it doesn't. I believe in the Swiss format as in like giving bigger opportunities to more teams. You know, the game is less stale for like the pros and for like the hardcore fans. For the casuals, it's very difficult to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole other discussion that we could take forever. We're
Yeah.
fielding questions. Any other questions from your guys' chat?
Well, there was the original question was about like core mechanic, like what would you change? So I'm actually curious to go back to that.
oh man.
No, you do it, Red.
Okay. Just thinking about it. So a mechanic I would want to change is choosing what side you spawn on a demo.
Fair.
Just because give it a last second, like if it's just like a like you die and then you hold left or right. Just add that little extra bit of strategy to it. One, I think it would cut down on all the people bitching and moaning about demos. I enjoy the demo meta. It works well. It keeps it interesting, keeps that fast pace. It'd be cool to add that side of thing where you now have to take into account, okay, if I demo this guy, he's probably going to spawn this way, so we need to play our offense with this rotation to account for this guy potentially spawning here and getting a good clear back. I think that would be a cool way to change it up without really fully changing like base game. You know, I don't need to go change how flip resets work or something like that, or like how the
Remove
physics of
them.
all work. Remove them.
Too hard. Remove them.
I think that would be a good way of changing the core mechanic without really like, you know, ripping something out or replacing it with something.
Okay, that's a good one. Actually, I agree. K-Cube, what do you got?
Maybe some kind of either visual or audio cue if you do get a flip reset.
Like in Sideswipe,
Yes.
I firmly advocate for that.
That would be
People
nice for
people
those.
used to riot when I said that, and I think that is a good idea. What is there to lose? The top level players already know if there's a flip reset.
And just make it a setting you can turn off.
But yeah, if you don't like it, turn it off. I personally think that does not harm anything at all. I think it's, there already is a car that gives a visual cue when you get a flip reset. There already is one. The DeLorean. When you get the flip,
yeah, I guess that's
when you
true,
get the flip reset, the wheels move. It is not that big of a deal. The hitbox overall is more important. Otherwise, that is the one car where there's an in-game advantage for when you get a flip reset, and people still don't fucking use it.
A good middle ground even too is that like people are still mad, like wouldn't be like happy with that being like ranked. Allow it for a setting in free play. That way you can just sit there and practice resets.
Like
and
even just
get used to
for
what
like training.
feeling and look and seeing what it looks like when you actually do get a reset. Just something to kind of visually train yourself until you get to the point like pros where it's just second nature.
I have two parts of this. My legitimate one
Oh no.
that I think is a good idea is I think there should be 400 boosts on the ceiling. Like dunk and then dunk, like right offset of center on the ceiling. So if you grab that full hundo on the corner, you go up the wall, you smack the top for your musty flick you're about to do, you get a hundo to work down the field. I think at the bottom level, it does not affect the player base. They're never going to touch those. They're never going to touch those boost pads. At the top level, though, you increase the skill ceiling even more. I think the skill ceiling gets even higher if you add more boost to those, because you're saying there's that big circle in the middle. I'm talking, dunk, like just offset right there, kind of in between the mid boost and the back boost, and a little in. I think that would be the perfect place for him because you could catch a full fucking thing of boost, and I think it could add for some really cool dynamic plays. And that's the one I legitimately think would be pretty cool, at least as an LTM. I would love to see it tested. Boost on the ceiling is such a bad idea. Teams like Falcons can already play defense for minutes while being boost starved. If you give them even more boost to grab off their back walls, not on the back walls, slashing the only goals going in ever are demo bump plays. I think it only rewards offense. I truly only think it rewards offense. Yeah, because you're not going to catch it unless you're going for an offensive play. Like, because you're not going to be driving on the ceiling for defense. I think it only rewards like solo offensive plays. I think it'll increase the amount of goals scored. I really do. I think it might shake up some stuff.
There's one player base that would love that shit, and that would be Freestyler. The
Freestylers
would go crazy for it.
Jorking. They're jorking to that idea.
Wet dream for them.
Yeah. Okay. So my other thing that I think would be, let's fuck around and find out. I think this was wild. But in Sideswipe, if you smack the ball with the bottom of the car and then immediately use the flip at that point of contact, it purple shots.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the purple shot and it gets a fuck ton of power.
Oh, God.
A part of me is like, let's see the world burn. Let's see what that looks like in Rocket League. You get the flip. I think if you have the flip reset, your next flip is like 1.5 times power or something, imagine just getting that flip reset and just Hadouken. You just fucking yeet that thing across the field.
It's
like a boomer touch.
So hard. You're reading for fake flip reset, and now the flip gold shot. Like, my brain hurts thinking about that.
I just think these things would be fun as LTMs. Like, LTM,
absolutely.
I would love for that to see the game already works as it is. That's why they would never test these things. But, I would love to see a beta test or something they do for this, like in a, they bring in a bunch of pros to fuck around they used to do that with
for
Fortnite.
custom tournaments.
For custom tournaments, it's like,
I'm
that meme where there's like the mother holding the child, and then there's their son that's like kind of like treading water, and then there's like the skeleton below the water.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like custom tournaments. It's the dead thing below the water. It's like already drowned and dead.
The one that's been forgotten, just down there.
Yeah, it's just down there, just already dead. But no, I would love to see those kind of mutators added. Like, why not add that as a mutator for custom matches? Purple shot or whatever it is. And the ball turns that heat seeker purple when you hit it. It's like, and it's like just insta yeet power. Wait, I've got a typo in my title. Did I misspell boost over ball?
Oh, you got 3 L's. You got 3
That's
L's.
on me,
ball.
dog.
It's booster ball.
Ball. But no, those are the mechanics that I would personally, I would just be curious to see how they work. Give players a month to play with it and see what stuff could develop. I think it would be really cool. The main thing they don't want to fuck up is the casual player base.
Yeah.
Because that's their bread and butter.
That's where they're going to make the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's you'd honestly tie like testing out those different game modes and settings. It plays into that whole creative mode style of things, right? Get the creative maps, get the have different game settings and sliders where you can mess with the physics on the ball, or
give us Unreal Engine 5. We'll do this.
There's so much we could do, so much content.
Mm-hmm.
Let us just give you the content, Rocket
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we would I'm already imagining the thumbnails for it.
Oh,
it's
gosh.
It'd be sick.
We
I
turned
added
up the gravity, or we turned the physics of the ball to whatever, and
5,000, and the car, the Dominus is just flat, or
It's just a
something
pancake.
pancake.
crazy. I mean, think about it. When they added the flip reset to the game, they didn't even fucking mean to. It was an accident, and people just discovered it. So these little mechanical changes I'm talking about are, they're not even, they're just as big as that, Psyonix never would have intentionally added something that would change the game that much. So
Fair.
anyways, sorry, I've talked a lot.
Yeah, we're now over 2.5 hours, which is crazy. Oh, did I die?
So sorry if you're still listening.
So hang on, give it a second.
back.
K-Cube.
We're good. I died for half a second.
There we go.
I don't know.
K-Cube's
why.
computer will just randomly die for some reason.
K-Cube,
and everything
no!
turns off.
Fiber internet letting me down.
You have fiber?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Who is this magical voice?
Oh, it's AJ. AJ Binky.
There's
AJ
me.
has arrived.
AJ, well, I can't see your face right now, bud.
Yeah, give me the link. Where's the link at?
I'll send it.
AJ, we're 2.5 hours in the podcast. We ain't got time for your face. What were you doing, bud?
I had some work obligations, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Boo.
Yeah.
This is
I
my
know.
work.
Well, we'll just have to. We'll have to have you
Yeah,
on. We'll have to have you on again to do another one with the full crew.
Absolutely, please. Yeah, I love doing these. Oh shit! I turned my fan on the lowest setting. It sounds like it's powered by Jesus. Holy, that thing is loud. I'm so sorry. It's gotten so hot in here with all these damn lights. Oh, and he's eating. Somebody fire AJ, for fuck's sakes. This is what kind of Bush League nonsense? Jesus. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, I love doing these. I used to be a part of the SSG Scuff Cast back in the day. I really do love podcasting. It's I've got a lot of Red Gaming. Is that you that just followed?
That is me.
Oh,
yes.
okay, cool. Make sure I follow back. Hold up.
I also don't think we've done a podcast where I haven't been eating.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fair.
realizing.
If you have, it's been a while. It has been a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Damn, AJ.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me do the outro for the audio listeners so that we
Do it.
don't screw everything up for them because AJ jumped in. With that, we'll wrap up for today's episode. We'd like to thank you guys so much for listening. Please remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join our Discord, and rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our TikTok, our Twitch, and our merch store with potentially new crew neck colors being added.
Do not check out the merch store. Don't fucking do it.
All of these
That
links
is
and more
devastating.
can be found on our website at boostoverball.com. And from us here on the show, as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball.
Yeet!
There
Sorry,
we go.
had to dab.
Well, that's going to be the end of the episode.
Nice.
Thanks for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website at boostoverball.com.